trouble?
Well, that wasn't for the July firecrackers, you heard.
Maybe I can help. I used to work in a filling station back home.
Well, thanks. I think the old girl just about had it. She's been giving us trouble all along the line. Every cent we had on it.
Since I'm here, might as well have a look. Can't hurt nothing. Well, what'll they think of next? Shazam! You sure got a mess of trouble in there. How far did you drive with it like this?
It wasn't easy, but we made it all the way from North Carolina.
North Carolina? Hey, that's where I'm from. It's a little bitty town called Mayberry, about 40 miles from Raleigh. Did you ever hear of it?
Oh, sure.
You did?
Of course, everybody heard of Raleigh. It's state capital.
No, I meant Mayberry.
Oh, Mayberry.
Did you ever hear of it?
No, never heard of it.
Well, where are you from?
Old little town south part of the state called Duncan's Pond.
Duncan's Pond.
Don't worry. Nobody ever heard of it. You know, that's the trouble. Heard there's real opportunity out west, so I figured maybe start fresh, you know, at up-and-coming town in Oregon. It's supposed to be real nice.
Well, it's real nice here in California, too. Hey, I forgot to introduce myself. My name's Gomer Pyle.
Oh, Harper Caldwell. Lottie, I want you to meet my family. This is my wife, Lottie, and
How do
Ma'am?
this is our daughter, Laura May, and this is Judd.
Hi, Judd.
Well, Mother, it looks like we may have to settle in California.
Sure would be a shame to come this far and not be able to make it all the way to Oregon.
Well, I thought the jalopy would make it up to there. But that's all we wanted, was just to make it up to there.
Well, I think I can fix it temporary for you. If you'll stay over tonight, I'll try and fix it up permanent for you tomorrow.
What do you think you can?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't think I can fix it permanent enough for you to get all the way to Oregon. But like I said, if you'll stay overnight, I'll sure try.
Oh, we'd sure appreciate that, Gomer. I guess we'll have to sleep in the truck again tonight, Mother.
Sleep in the truck?
Well, we don't have much choice.
Well, you can't do that. It gets cold out here at night. Much too cold for the kids to stay outside. Hey, there's an old supply shack on the base. It's hardly ever used. I don't think anybody would care if you stayed there one night.
We were so lucky to meet you, Gomer. Did you hear that, Mother?
Well, like I said, it's just for one night, and now you got to promise not to touch anything.
Oh, we promise, Gomer. You hear that, Judd?
Well, let me try and fix it up temporary for you here. We'll be on our way. First of all, I'm going to need something rubbery to make a fan nail. You know, something that'll stretch. See? I told you your suspenders would work. Hardly ever used. I don't think anybody will care. Come on. Don't worry, it's gonna be all right. Go on in and make yourselves comfortable, and I'll be back later on.
Thanks, Gomer.
Thanks, Gomer. We're obliged.
Oh, forget it.
You're sure it's all right?
I'm sure. I'll see you after a while.
Maneuvers are very important. Get that straight, very important. So I want every man on his toes every minute of the day. Now, I don't want to make you nervous, but these maneuvers are going to be completely covered by the press, and that means
Golly, Sergeant. You mean we might get our picture in the paper?
Pyle.
I better get a haircut. Do you think it needs cutting back there?
Pyle, knock it off. I'll make sure they photograph your good side. You just make sure you do what you're supposed to.
Right, Sergeant.
Now, remember, with all these people from the press here, it's going to be just like having the eyes of the whole country on us.
I think you could use a little trim there, do you?
Knock it off! Pyle, and this goes for all of you, but especially you. If there's one foul up tomorrow, just one foul up, well, take my word for it, there better not be. Any questions? What, Pyle?
Since you said newspapers was going to be here, I just wondered if you knew if a feller from the Mayberry Gazette was going to be here.
Let's get that rear area policed up. Move, 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 move!
Gomer! Hey, Gomer!
Hey, Mr. Harper, I told you to wait in the supply shack till I got there.
Well, I couldn't. That officer fella come and threw us out.
Oh, my.
Well, what are we gonna do now?
Well, you wait for me over at the bus stop, and I'll be by later on. And don't worry, I'll think of something. You'll all be real safe in here, honest.
I like that place that threw us out of better.
You'd be surprised how much room there is inside here. You'll all fit just fine. Come on, I'll show you.
Where's the door?
Oh, it ain't got a door. You have to go in through the turret.
Oh.
See how easy it is? Let me have them one at a time.
Here we go.
Boy.
Thanks, Gomer. We're obliged.
You just make yourselves at home, and I'll be back just as soon as I can.
Now, you're sure it's all right?
I'm sure.
Well, that's good news. Some news, huh? No passes tonight. You like that?
But, Duke, we got maneuvers tomorrow.
So what, Gomer? That's tomorrow.
You could do with a good night's sleep. You're starting to get them dark circles under your eyes again.
But I sure had a lot of fun getting them, pal.
Hey, I heard the platoon that does best in war maneuvers gets a week's liberty.
Shazam! I was hoping that'd happen.
A week's liberty. That's from the movie Fat Chance.
Well, that's what I heard.
Well, where'd you hear it?
Larry told me.
Is that right, Larry?
I guess so. Bert told me.
Who told you, Bert?
Eddie.
Is that true, Eddie?
I don't know. Marty told me.
Where'd you hear it, Marty?
Charlie told me.
Is that on the level, Charlie?
I guess so. Gomer told me.
Well, who told you, Gomer?
Nobody. I just said it because I was hoping it'd happen.
Gomer?
Mr. Harper, you ought not be here.
Well, I'm sorry, Gomer, but that officer fella come back and threw us out again. I've been looking all over the place for you.
You have?
Well, I've got to be honest with you. Gomer, the other folks around here ain't friendly like you are. Some of them are just downright unfriendly.
All right, let's have your attention for a minute. Come on, let's listen up.
That's one of the unfriendly ones I was telling you about.
That includes you too, Pyle. Won't you join us?
Sure, Sergeant.
Okay. Now, here's how we're shaping up for tomorrow. These are the special assignments. Felcher and Perkins, you're on the walkie-talkie. Dooley and Perry, you're on the mortar. Slater and Pyle, you're on the bazooka.
Me, Sergeant? On the bazooka? Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, at least all those years of possum hunting made you useful for something. At least you got a good aim. Just make sure it's perfect tomorrow.
Oh, I can work that bazooka sight real good. First, you just look through that little gizmo, and then you turn...
Just do it, do it. And one knucklehead move tomorrow, your name is Mud with me. And that goes for all of you. Now, sack out early and be on your toes tomorrow. Oh, by the way, if you give it all you got tomorrow, you'll be doing yourselves a big favor. I just heard from someone who heard it from a very reliable source that the best platoon is going to get a week's liberty.
Mr. Harper? Golly, I feel just terrible about you being chased out like that.
I don't mind about myself, but the kids are getting a little tired and cranky.
Oh, bless their hearts. Them poor little young'uns. I just got to get them a roof over their heads. There ought to be some place. I'll be right out. I think I know a place.
Hey, look.
Why, this'll do just fine, Gomer. All it needs is a good sweeping up.
Well, now, why in the world would anybody go off and leave a place like this?
Looks like they couldn't take everything with them. But like I said, it's just an abandoned shack, Saul.
Gee, Gomer, this is the nicest place we've had yet.
It sure is.
Hey, Pa, can I sleep up here, please?
Sure, son. Lottie, look at that. We got chairs. We got a table. We got a fireplace, beds. Oh, this is a real home.
Oh, thank you, Gomer. I can't tell you how much we appreciate this.
Gomer, you really done us a good turn, a real good turn. We won't forget it.
Oh, what, nothing? Now I can just fix your truck. Oh, I forgot to tell you, you might have to stay here a couple of days.
That's just fine.
See, I got war maneuvers tomorrow, so I probably won't have a chance to try to fix your truck till the next day.
Well, what's one more day? I just hope nobody comes and tries to throw us out of here.
Oh, don't worry. I should have thought of this place right off. Nobody will bother you here.
Gomer, we were so lucky to meet up with you. If you hadn't, we'd have sure been in a mess of trouble.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow right after war maneuvers. You all get a good night's sleep.
I'm sure we'll sleep real good tonight, Gomer.
And I'll sleep a whole lot better, too, now knowing you're safe.
Oh, Gomer.
Huh?
Now you're sure this time it's really all right?
I'm sure. Well, I'll see you.
Hey, Ma, I found some real nifty firewood right outside.
Well, good boy. Set it over the fireplace. Well, it ain't no castle, but it's sure better than sleeping in the truck.
Oh, I think our luck's beginning to change. Meeting Gomer was a sign. I can feel it in my bones.
Ain't he a fine boy? You know, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have no roof over our heads.
Golly, it sure is pretty.
Oh, and so peaceful and quiet. What do you think, Harper? Do you think Oregon will be as nice?
Well, I don't know. Sure be mighty hard to beat that view.
You nervous, Gomer?
Why should I be nervous?
Well, with the big brass and the reporters out there and you firing a bazooka, doesn't that make you nervous?
Shoot sighting's easy. All you gotta do is look through this little gizmo and turn this thingamajig here, and then you
Gomer,
take...
don't use all that technical language on me.
Platoon standing by and ready for action, sir.
As you were, Sergeant. Well, gentlemen, the next demonstration you are about to see is of an entirely different nature. The assault and destruction of an enemy communications outpost. The target is that shack down there in the valley. Our objective to destroy it swiftly and completely. And we can do it with a platoon equipped with only a bazooka and small arms. You may commence the attack, Sergeant.
Aye, sir.
Hey, Sergeant, I bet I know what you're gonna say. You gonna tell me to start sighting the target. I just love it when you tell me to start sighting the target.
Pyle, you wait till I give you the order.
Right. I won't do a thing till you tell me to start sighting the target. You are gonna tell me to sight the target, ain't you?
Pyle, when I'm good and ready, I'll tell you.
Right.
All right, sight the target.
See? I knew you was gonna tell me to sight the target.
Sighted, sighted. Get on that shack over there.
Are you on target, Pyle?
Huh?
Are you on target? What are you waiting for?
Sergeant, don't you think it'd be better if we went down there and captured the target by infiltration, huh, don't you?
Have you lost your mind?
Well, we'd save the taxpayers a whole lot of money, and then we would be...
Cracking up. Right here in front of my eyes, he's cracking up.
Anytime you're ready, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Pyle, have you got that target sighted?
Well, just let me check the range again. Target sighted.
It better be. Fire!
Better close the window, Harper. Sounds like a thunderstorm.
Recite, Pyle, recite. What's the matter with you? You know how to handle this thing.
Well, this ought to be a whole lot closer. It really ought to.
Well, fire, fire.
Somebody blowed up the truck. Get down on the floor. No, get over there. Go on, get over there. Try to get over. Lottie, I don't know who that is out there, but we ain't going down without fighting.
Golly.
Boy, that's what I call realism. You know, for a minute there, I was really scared.
Sergeant Carter?
Yes, sir?
What's going on? Who's in that shack?
Well, I don't know, sir.
Well, we're being fired upon, Sergeant. Did you know that?
Oh, yes, sir?
Well, who's doing the firing?
Well, somebody probably barricaded himself in there is what it is, sir.
Well, get a detail down there and smoke that someone out with tear gas.
Aye, sir.
Golly, maybe there's some kids in there playing, sir.
If those are kids playing, I don't like their toys. A detail of men with tear gas, Sergeant. Whoever's in there, just get them out.
Aye, sir.
Sir.
What is it?
I know it's not my place to offer suggestions, but I'd go down there alone if the colonel will let me.
That doesn't make much sense, Private. Why send one man? Whoever's in there is obviously armed and not afraid to fire and doesn't care what or who he hits.
Well, that's what I mean, sir. We had something like this back home once. A feller got all barricaded in, and then every time a bunch would rush him, he got so scared and panicky that he just fired right into the whole pack of them. And then just one feller tried, and he made it. Because when the feller seen just one coming, he didn't get scared. The feller went in there and took that gun away from him and balled him out good, he did. Please, sir, let me.
Well, that's very courageous of you, Private. All right, but be careful.
Thank you, sir.
Glasses, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
No more shooting, Harper, please.
Well, not unless I have to, Lottie. But I got a right. A man's home's his castle.
Hey, Harper, it's me. Gomer.
Oh!
Jack, get away from that window!
But it's Gomer!
Gomer?
Over behind the stump.
Yeah, it is. We're saved. It's Gomer. Hey, Gomer!
He just went right in.
Somebody out there's been shooting at us, Gomer. Just take a look at what they done to our truck.
Whenever we're in trouble, we can always count on you to be around, can't we, Gomer?
Sure can, ma'am.
Wait a minute. I think I see something moving.
You can't do that, Harper.
Well, why not? Somebody out there's firing at me. Who do you think that is firing at us, Gomer?
Well, I know who it is. It's the United States Marine Corps.
The Marines?
Uh-huh. Well, you see, it's all my fault. This here shack is right smack in the middle of the field for the war maneuvers.
What's he doing in there?
I wish I knew, sir.
All he has to say is this is government property, so you'll have to get out of this shack.
Well, that's probably just what he's saying, sir.
And why is it taking so long?
Well, if the colonel's noticed, he does speak kind of slow.
So you see, this is government property. That's the reason you're going to have to get out of the shack. I sure am sorry.
Well, it ain't your fault, Gomer. You tried. You couldn't help it that of all the places you picked out for us to stay, not one of them worked out.
Sure botched things up.
Don't feel bad, Gomer. You were only trying to do good.
Sure sorry about it, ma'am.
Well, you tell your colonel that we'll get out. We'll leave. We don't stay where we're not wanted.
I tell you, Mr. Harper.
And you can also tell him we ain't got no truck no more. It's all busted out. They busted it for us.
I know. I sure am sorry about that, too.
Well, it may take a little while for us to get out. You see, we're a family. We're not Marines.
Right.
I don't know how we're going to get to Oregon now with the truck blowed up.
Sure am sorry. You just take as much time as you need. Guess we'll just have to wait.
Oh, we'll see you, Gomer.
We took Okinawan less time than this. Wait a minute. He's coming out.
Yes, sir. How many's he got with him?
He's alone.
Alone?
Whoever's in there isn't budging.
You gonna smoke him out, Colonel?
I certainly am. I've got a program to carry out. Well, who is it? Who's down there?
Well, it's the whole family. A mama and a daddy and a little girl and a little boy.
A whole family? Well, how did they get in there anyway? Just decided to move in?
Well...
And now they won't leave? That's what they told you?
Well, you see, their truck's busted, sir.
We've got maneuvers to complete.
You gonna use tear gas, Colonel?
What?
You wouldn't have to use anything if they had a truck. See, they need a truck. Their own truck got ruined. If they need a truck could do it. Best plan would be if they had a truck. See, they really need a truck.
Where do they want to go anyway?
They want to go to Oregon, and they could if they had a truck. You see, if they had a truck...
I know. All right. Let's loan them one of our trucks and get them to Oregon.
You lend him a truck, Colonel?
Well, of course. Can't just let them sit down there.
That's mighty generous of you, Colonel. Hey, make a great human interest story. And a big credit to you, sir.
And, sir, for the folks down there, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Careful there now. That's fine. Thank you.
Thanks, fellers. Boy, this will get you to Oregon all right, Harper.
Oh, you ain't kidding. It's a lot better than the old wreck was anyway. Thanks, Gomer. Well, I'll be. Well, everybody in. Come on. I promised the Colonel we'd be shoving off. In, honey. Come on. Up we go. Well, Gomer, I guess that's about it. Now, don't forget, buddy boy, anytime you're in Oregon, you got a place to hang your hat.
Well, thank you, Harper. That's real nice. Bye-bye. Y'all be sweet. Bye, be careful now.
Bye, Gomer.
Uh-oh, you got yourself a flat tire, a real blowout. You run over a busted bob.
What am I gonna do?
Well, let's see. I've got tomorrow off, and I can go in town and get you a brand new tire. But first of all, I gotta get you a place to stay tonight. Shazam! Would you look at that shine? I can see my own reflection in it. You don't see your own reflection in it? Don't look at the laces, though. It'll make creases in your face.
All right, all you people. All of you over here. Drop whatever you're doing and listen up good. Now, I need a volunteer for a special detail. Headquarters has decided to add something new to battalion operations. They're requisitioning some dogs from the Army Canine Corps to be used on sentry duty. Now, these dogs are going to be shipped in here.
Dogs? You mean we're gonna have dogs right here on the base?
I said, listen, don't talk.
Right, Sergeant. Dogs. How about that?
Pyle! Now, there are going to be 4 dogs in all, so we'll need 4 men to team up with them. Each platoon sergeant has been asked to pick a man from his own outfit, which is why I'm here. Well, anybody interested?
I am, Sergeant. I am.
Well, any volunteers?
I am, Sergeant. I'll be a volunteer.
Well, how about it? Johnson?
Sounds like a job right up my alley, Sergeant.
Okay, that's one. Is there another one?
Me, Sergeant, I'm another one. Please. Please.
All right. It's between Pyle and Johnson. The rest of you people as you were. Have you had much experience with dogs?
Oh, yes, Sergeant. I can't remember a time in my life when I didn't have a dog. I've had 25 in all. Let's see, there was Nellie and Pepper and Gilmore and Chew Chin.
Okay, Pyle.
Chew Chin was a child.
Swell.
Then there was Champ. He was one of the first dogs I ever had. Talk about good-natured. Why, he wouldn't even scratch for fear of hurting the fleas.
That's very interesting.
Then there was Pyle. He was one of the finest retrievers that ever was. Oh, it was a thing of beauty to see him jump into an icy creek and swim across and fetch a duck. Pretty near broke my heart when he got too old to retrieve. I knew he was just about through, though, one day when he run up to the creek. He stuck his paw in the water to test the temperature. I think that's one of the saddest things in the world, when a good hunting dog is too old to retrieve anymore. Don't you think so, Sergeant?
Will you knock it off? How about you, Johnson? You had much experience with dogs?
Sure have, Sergeant. But I didn't have them just as house pets. I was a mule skinner, and I had them kind of rough dogs they have in this canine corps. Knew how to handle them, too. When they acted up, I gave it to them good.
You mean you whooped them?
Well, let's just say I had my ways. But when I gave them an order, those monsters listened.
Well, I never considered any dog I ever had a monster. Each one was a fine animal, and I give him his due respect. Why, I never would in the...
What is this, a dog debate? Now, look, Johnson, they're looking for dog partners, not lion tamers. Can you do the job or can't you?
Please, Sergeant, give me the chance. I'll make good. I promise you'll see.
Sergeant, I guarantee you I'll handle that dog the way you handle the platoon.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know, with the old iron fist. Rah, rah, rah. Even when they do it right, you don't let them know.
Huh?
So they come to look at you as just a big, mean, ugly brute.
Pyle, ordinarily I wouldn't pick you for anything. It usually ends in disaster. But I got a feeling that you're right for this job. It's just a feeling.
Thank you, Sergeant. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I mean, you wouldn't exactly be a big, mean, ugly brute, would you?
Why, I never would.
Sergeant, I've got a lot more experience with these kind of dogs.
Johnson, who's doing the picking, you or the brute? Now, they'll be shipping in these dogs tomorrow morning. There'll be an instructor along to conduct the training. Just make sure you listen up good to exactly everything he says and do whatever he tells you.
Don't worry, Sergeant, I will.
See that you do. Now, I'm sticking my neck out picking you. Don't make me look bad.
I won't. And, Sergeant?
Yeah?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry I took the job away from you, Johnson, but no hard feelings.
Well, let's see what happens when the dogs come.
Hey, fellers, the dogs is here. Just look at them beauties. Ain't they something? Hey there, Poochie, you old sweet thing.
Don't get too close to them. They're a little edgy from the trip.
I don't blame him. I'd be edgy, too, if I'd come all this way locked in a cage.
Hi, Sergeant Carter.
Sergeant Myers. These are men who'll be working with the dogs?
Right.
I'm your training instructor. It'll be my job to teach you to take over the dogs.
Do we get to pick out the one we want? Can we do it now?
This ain't a pet shop window, Pyle, and you ain't picking out a puppy for your birthday. Now, pipe down and listen.
First, I want to get these hounds settled down and used to their new surroundings. Let's meet in about an hour and get started.
Right.
We'll be there with bells on. See you later, you beautiful thing.
I told you not to get too close. These animals have been trained to attack strangers. Don't you understand?
We won't be strangers long. I'm gonna be a daddy to one of you.
Will you get out of here? Go. These animals are already highly trained, qualified sentry dogs. Now it's just a matter of them getting used to their new partners. From now on, you and the dog you've selected will become inseparable. Only you will pet, feed, or otherwise handle your dogs. Now, these dogs have names which you will continue to use. This is Ripper. This is Mauler. This is Tiger. And this is Killer.
Mean names, awful mean.
Now, it's going to take a little time for your dog to get used to you and become your friend. To break the ice, I want each of you to move over to your dog real easy-like and stand beside him. Don't do anything else. Just stand.
There ain't no reason to be frightened. I'm just trying to get acquainted.
Now, slowly, real slowly, reach over and pet your dog. Don't do anything to startle him. That's okay. Don't let it throw you. Killer happens to be the toughest one in the bunch. If It may take a little longer with him.
Well, that name of his ain't helping none. Every time you call him Killer, it only reminds him to stay mean.
Pyle, you might be glad someday he is mean. He might save your life against a saboteur or something. Okay, now try petting him again. Nice and easy like.
Lord, if he's this way with his master, I'd hate to think what he'd do to that saboteur.
Tail, halt!
Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Pull on the leash harder. Force him down.
Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Sit.
He sure minds you a whole lot better than he does me.
Don't worry. He'll get used to you. He's a crack dog. He'll start obeying you real fast. Okay. Forward. March.
Faller. Faller. Come on. Faller. Come on, Faller.
Heel.
You're trying to embarrass me in front of everybody. You're doing a good job.
First man. Next man. Next. Next. Yank on the leash to get him started.
Come on. Come on, Killer. Come on, Killer. Killer, come on.
Pyle's sure having his troubles, huh, Sergeant?
Yeah.
If it was me, I'd have had that hound buckled down within 5 minutes.
Who asked you? It's just the first day.
Right, Sergeant.
Detail. Halt. Okay, we'll hit it again tomorrow. Right now, get your dog in his cage and get him fed. Dismissed.
Come on, Killer, get in. Please get in. Come on. Get in. Get in now. Come on, Killer, get in. Please get in. Come on.
Pyle, are you sure you're going to be able to handle that dog?
Yes, Sergeant. It's just going to take a little time.
Well, there ain't gonna be too much time. There's a lieutenant from the Canine Corps coming at the end of the week to check you guys out. Now, if you don't think you're gonna be ready, say so right now, and I'll get Johnson to take over.
Johnson? Oh, please don't do that, Sergeant. He'd be mean to my dog.
Pyle, that might be the only way to handle this hound.
Don't worry. Me and him's gonna get along just fine, ain't we?
I don't know.
I'll get to him, I promise. Just give me a little more time, Sergeant.
Well, not too much more, because if there's no improvement, I'm gonna make the switch. I'm the one that's responsible, and I ain't staying out on that limb much longer.
It'll be all right, Sergeant. I just know it will. Did you hear that? If you don't start cooperating pretty soon, you're gonna end up with Buck Johnson as your partner. You know, I ought to be mad at you for the way you behaved today. But I ain't. I forgive you. I know it was just your first day and you was kind of upset. That's it. Get it all out of your system. If there's something eating at you, there ain't nothing worse than keeping it inside. I know. You're in a strange place and you're tired and you're hungry. Well, I'll go get you dinner, then we'll have us a long talk and really get acquainted. How about that? Come on, jump. Come on, please, jump. Come on, Killer. Come on, jump.
That's what happens when a boy tries to do a man's job. I tell you, the only way to handle these monsters is to...
Yeah, I know. Be a mean, ugly brute. Look, if you want to watch this, just watch. Keep your mouth shut.
Come on, jump. Come on, please, jump. Come on, Killer.
Ready, Corporal? What we're about to do now is the most important exercise of all. It's a test of the dog's aggressiveness if he's provoked by an enemy. All right, we'll try yours first. Okay, that's enough. Fine, fine. Okay, Pyle, you next. Okay, that's enough. Beautiful. Good dog. All right, we'll try your dog next.
Not you. You've already had your turn.
Get him out of there.
Come on, killer.
All right, get him down. Get him down, Pyle.
My goodness. You're attacking that food like it was the enemy. When you're off duty, you've got to learn to relax a little. You've got to forget this killing, killing, killing all the time and learn to enjoy life. It's no good if you have nothing in your heart but hatred. You've got to learn to love a little, too. My goodness, your muscles are as tight as guitar strings. Ease up. Stretch out a little. That's better. You see, underneath it all, I know you got nice qualities. The whole trouble is that name they gave you, Killer. You figure you just got to live up to it. If you had a different name, maybe you'd act different. In fact, why don't we call you by something else when you're off duty? Let's see. Now, what could we call you instead of Killer? How about Lemley Gilbert? I used to have a collie by that name, and he was as gentle as he could be. Lemley Gilbert. How does that hit you? Hey, Lemley Gilbert.
Pyle, do you think you're going to be able to...
Sergeant, I think I'm getting Lemley Gilbert to go to sleep.
Lemley who?
Lemley Gilbert, that's what I call Killer when he's off duty.
Lemley Gilbert.
Try to make as good a showing as we can at the inspection. That's all for now. Dismiss.
Oh, Pyle. Well, you're doing much better.
Thank you, Sergeant. I told you all I needed was a little time to get squared away.
Yeah, well, keep it up, huh?
Then you're not going to let Johnson take my dog?
What for? You're doing all right.
Well, thank you a lot, Sergeant, for having faith in me. I won't let you down. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time for his brushing. Lemley really looks forward to that.
Lemley...
Gilbert. Come on, boy. Feels good, don't it? Tell the truth now. Don't you feel a whole lot better since you've learned to relax? You can defend your country and still have a happy life at the same time. Smile, Lemley Gilbert, smile. Sergeant Carter, say hey to the sergeant. Give him some sugar.
Quit it! What does he think he's doing? Get him off of me! Get him off of me!
He likes you. He wouldn't lick your face if he didn't like you.
I don't like dogs licking my face.
That's the only way they can show affection. They can't shake hands like human beings, so they do it with licking.
Well, how come he's so affectionate in the first place? I thought these hounds were supposed to be suspicious of strangers.
Well, you're no stranger, for heaven's sakes. He's seen you around and he likes you. He's just one of them great dogs that's blessed with a good nature.
This ain't the way he was when he first came here. He was one of the roughest dogs in the bunch.
Oh, he still is when he's on duty. But when he's off duty, he likes to relax and have fun just like the rest of us.
Well, just make sure he don't get too relaxed. I'm counting on you to make a good showing in that inspection.
Oh, don't you worry about this feller, Sergeant. Just between you and me, he's the best dog of the bunch. Maybe I'm prejudiced, him being mine and all, but that's the way I feel. You're the best darn dog in the whole world, and Gomer loves you. Well, I'll see you later, Sergeant. I got to go give him a bath. He's not only going to be the best dog in that inspection, but he's going to be the sweetest smelling. Come on, honey. Let's go rub-a-dub in the tub. Come on.
Great teamwork, Lieutenant. You've brought us some fine dogs there.
Thank you, sir. Now, this is the real test of their ability, sir. A demonstration of their alertness and aggressiveness when confronted by an enemy.
I see what you mean. Good. Good.
Watch this one, sir. This is Killer, one of the best we have.
Get up now. You're on duty. Get up. No, get up. You're on duty now. You ain't off duty. No, you can't do that now. I can't do your tum-tum now. The colonel and everybody's watching. Get up. Attack. Killer, get up.
Sergeant Myers, just what is going on here? I don't know, sir. Who was in charge of that dog? This man, sir. Private, what have you done to that dog?
Nothing, sir.
Nothing, huh? I'll tell you what you've done, boy. You have taken a powerful, aggressive animal and turned him into a pussycat. This dog was a perfect specimen when he came here. He was trained to defend and attack. Look at him now. He's a pussycat. Slobbering hound off of me. You have ruined him, that's what you've done. Ruined him. He is washed up as a sentry dog. You understand that, Sergeant?
Shall we take him to the kennels for retraining, sir?
Retraining? What for? He's finished. The only thing he's good for now is the dog pound. Get him out of here.
Yes, sir.
Dog pound? You mean you're going to send him to the dog pound?
That's right, Private.
Well, I don't mean to be disrespectful, sir, but you'd be making a terrible mistake to send this animal to the pound. He's a fine dog. I don't care what you say. A dog don't have to be a vicious beast every minute he's in the canine corps.
Excuse me, sir, with your permission. While that happens to be an officer you're talking to, you knucklehead, didn't you learn the first thing about military courtesy, or you want to go to the brig and learn some more? Well, didn't you, huh? Didn't you?
Hold that dog!
Come back now, stop that.
Do you agree now, Private, that the only place for this dog is the pound? It's very obvious you have lost complete control of this animal.
I wouldn't say that, Lieutenant. I'd say the dog handles himself quite well.
Sir?
The minute he sensed his master being threatened, he jumped to his defense. That's what he's trained to do, isn't it?
That's right, sir, but the dog is unfit for sentry duty. He failed to respond when he himself was being attacked. Sir, the dog is unfit.
That may be so, but isn't it lucky you discovered it now, rather than later during some crucial test?
Sir?
Well, if the dog is a pussycat, as you said, he probably had within him the makings of a pussycat all along. The private here only managed to bring that out.
But, sir...
I think you should be thankful to the private for uncovering it now, rather than having the enemy do it later.
Well, yes, sir, but...
I don't feel the only thing left for this dog is the pound. If you don't want him, I know someone who does. Colonel Swanson. He is a youngster who'd probably appreciate a fine companion like this. He might enjoy this pussycat.
Yes, sir.
That's wonderful, sir. Did you hear that, boy? You ain't gonna go to no pound after all. You're gonna be in a fine home, a colonel's home. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And, sir, do you think it'd be all right if I come over and visit the dog every once in a while?
I suppose so.
That wonderful, sweetie. I'm gonna get to come and visit you, and we can play all of our favorite games. Hide and seek, and fetch the stick, and run, sheep, run. And every now and then they're gonna let me rush you, and I can do your tum-tum. He just loves it when I do his tum-tum. Don't you, Linda Gilbert?
I think I'm gonna be sick.
I already am.
a day.
What are you complaining about, Vince? They ask you to do a little work?
A little work? 2 field problems, a 20-mile hike, twice around the obstacle course. That's a little work? That's murder, just plain murder.
Get the chaplain over to listen to this heartbreaking story.
What I'll never understand is how come you make the same dough I get, and you're just a supply sergeant. Supply. I'm out in the hot sun with a 60-pound pack, and you're sitting around here in a soft chair counting shoelaces. And you get paid the same. And for what? Supply.
Come on, get off it, Vince.
No. He's absolutely right. I shouldn't get the same dough he does. I should get twice what he does.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what the glorified haberdasher said?
I'm worth twice. Without supply, nothing. I'm the most important guy in this outfit. You ever think of that?
Oh, come on, Hank. I'm in charge of 62 men.
Without me, 62 naked men.
So you give them a pair of pants. Big deal. Me, I got the real responsibility. The life of every one of them is in these hands.
Look, Dr. Kildare, for your job, all you need is a can of foot powder and a big mouth. Up, 2, 3, 4. For my job, you need brains. You could be replaced by a recording.
Do you have any idea
Come
what
on,
it takes
you
to...
guys. Every night, the same argument. For once, couldn't we have a nice, quiet game of cards, no arguing?
Who's arguing?
You and all the hard work you do. Half the time you're off on leaves and liberties. Well, easy enough. There are 40 guys who can take over for you. Not me. I can't leave. There ain't nobody can take over for me.
Are you kidding? Why, any wet-nosed recruit could run this 2-bit country store.
Oh, why don't you stop?
Well, come on, gentlemen. Cards. Play.
Excuse me, everybody.
What do you want, Pyle?
It's Sergeant Singer. A telegram was just phoned into the duty hut. Your grandfather.
Really?
Surprise.
What was it, boy or a girl?
Well, let me think now. I was so excited when I heard your son had a daughter.
A baby girl.
Wait a minute.
Congratulations.
I don't have a son. It was my daughter had the baby.
Oh. Well, then your daughter had a son.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. If you had a son, he had a daughter. If you had a daughter, she had a son. I remember because they was opposites.
A boy, that's even better.
Hey, what else do they say? Everybody all right?
Just fine. And the little feller weighed 10 pounds, born at 6 o'clock.
Hey, 10 pounds, that's some baby,
Yeah,
huh?
he's ready to be a Marine already.
Or was it 6 pounds, born at 10 o'clock?
Well, which is it, Pyle?
Well, I ain't exactly sure. Like I said, I was so excited and everything. And
Hey, I gotta go call her.
Nice going, Pyle. You got everything perfect.
Well, I was so excited. This is the first baby I ever reported on, and I didn't know what to do.
It's a boy, and he was 10 pounds. 10 pounds, born at 0600.
You sure it wasn't 600 pounds, born at 10 o'clock?
Hey, guess what? They're gonna name him after me. Henry.
Boy, that's starting out with a handicap.
Henry Wadsworth Steinkamp.
That poor kid.
Oh, would I love to see that kid. I'd give anything to go.
So what's stopping you?
Oh, I can't get away. The trip will take a whole week. I couldn't find anybody to take over for me.
Are you gonna go into that again? Come on, Hank. Anybody can handle your job.
I know. You told me that before.
Well, I mean it. You want to see the kid so bad? Take off. What can happen?
What can happen? In a week, the supply room would be a shambles. Nobody would be able to find a thing. Take off, he says.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. Any knucklehead can do your job. Now's as good a time as any to prove it.
I got a good mind to take you up on that.
Then why don't you?
For how much?
You name it.
Name it yourself.
A month's salary?
You're on.
Good.
You're a witness, Boyle. You heard the bet. I say by the time I get back, the place will be a mess.
And I say any knucklehead can handle his job perfectly.
Right. Now, let's see. How about that knucklehead who delivered the telegram?
Pyle?
Yeah, him.
That knucklehead?
You said any knucklehead could do it. What's the matter? You want to back out?
What? And miss the chance to show you up? No, it's a bet. You're on.
Good. So Pyle's my replacement. Okay, I'll go get my leave papers. An extra month's paid. I just about covered a trip. Thanks.
You want me to do what?
That's right. I've been watching you lately, and I think you're ready for more responsibility. That's why I picked you out for this job myself.
Well, that's real nice of you, Sergeant, but I don't know a thing about
Nothing to it. A man comes in here and asks you for something, you give it to him.
Well, that don't sound too hard.
Well, it's easy. Look, we'll practice a little. Now, for instance, I come in here and I say, give me a pistol belt.
What'd I do?
You go and get a pistol belt.
Oh. Well, where are they?
They're on the pistol belt shelf.
Oh. Well, where's that?
Pyle, why are you making a big production out of a simple thing? A man comes in and asks for a pistol belt, you give it to him. Is that difficult? Now, I can't show you. You're going to be in charge. You're going to have to find it yourself. They're somewhere in there.
All right, Sergeant. Can you give me a hint?
No hints.
Am I getting warm?
Keep looking. You'll find him.
I got some nice buckets here. How about one of them instead?
A pistol belt.
Right, Sergeant.
Well, it'll take him a little while to know where everything is.
Yeah, sure, Vince.
You can't expect him to know everything in 5 minutes. He's got to work at it.
Yeah.
I'm dead, ain't I? A whole month's pay. What am I going to do?
Sergeant Carter?
What do you want, Hummel?
I've just completed the platoon S10 forms. They need your signature.
They are due till the end of the week. What's your hurry?
Well, I thought you might like to have them ready. Copies in the duty hut and the Y8s have been posted.
Good.
I always say, plan your work and work your plan.
I can't find them pistol belts nowhere.
If you're looking for pistol belts, they're on the second stack behind.
How'd you know that?
Oh, I've had occasion to requisition items. Simple power of observation and retention.
Thanks, Lester.
Observation and retention. You had experience in supply, Hummel?
Some. It's a simple matter of cataloging and keeping a permanent inventory. I had a course in business administration back at school. Really helps.
Business administration. Are you going to be around long?
Well, at the company office, Sergeant.
I'll be over in 5 minutes.
They was right where he said they was. Smart feller, that Lester.
Isn't he, though? Pyle, come here a minute. When was the last time you had leave?
Well, let me see. I think it was back in about...
That long? I had no idea. Well, you're way overdue. And if you got a leave coming, you have to take it. It's good for you. You know, get away for a while.
What about the job here, Sergeant?
Well, I'll hate to lose you, but a tense Marine is a bad Marine. I'll have your orders typed up and you leave in the morning.
But, Sergeant, this job here, you said...
But don't worry about this job. I want you to leave.
But, Sergeant...
That's an order, Pyle. Hey, what a break. Did you get that, Hummel? He's had business administration. He's a natural.
Yeah, but how are you going to get Singer to go along with the switch?
Just leave that to me. All set to go?
Yeah, just going to pick up a couple of presents at the PX. Hey, where's our knucklehead? He's coming, ain't he?
Pyle? Oh, sure. He'll be on duty here, subject to military obligations, of course.
Huh?
Say, it's a nice day for your trip.
Sergeant, here are the leave papers for the platoon. You want to check them?
Oh, yes, thank you. Yes, sir, it's a perfect day for a trip.
It's 72 degrees right now, Sergeant. Scheduled to go to a high of 85.
Well, what's this? Private Pyle has gone on leave.
Who's on leave?
Pyle. You know, the knucklehead we picked. Well, then he's out. Like we said, subject to military obligations. Oh, that's too bad. He would have been the perfect goof to come in here and prove my point.
Hey, what did a slave
Well,
of
there's
his...
nothing to do but to try to think of another knucklehead.
Let's see this.
You're not going on leave, are you?
No,
Then you'll have to take over. What's your name again?
My name? Hummel, Sergeant.
Hummel, Sergeant Singer's gonna be away for a week, and you'll just have to try to fill in as best you can. Okay, Singer, we got our man.
All right, if he's the one, let's go. Let's get started. Come on, Hummel. These are the unfilled requisitions. These
I
here are...
understand. The M32s and the M19s for armory items. No problems. I presume the regular rules of survey apply to used items being replaced.
That's right. Who is he?
Who? Nobody, just somebody from the platoon. A Private Himmel.
No, Hummel.
Hummel. Come on, you better get started.
How come Pyle got leave?
Well, can I help it? Somebody gives him leave? Just my luck. The only guy left in the place is,
Hummel.
Hummel. Okay, you better take over.
Very good, Sergeant. There'll be no problem of any sort whatsoever. You know, I had that course in business administration.
I know. Vince, now you get busy. Come on, Hank. You don't want to miss your plane.
That Hummel seems pretty sure of himself.
Well, he's not as big a knucklehead as Pyle. Oh, he would have been the perfect one to come in here and prove once and for all that...
Hey, Sergeant, I've been looking all over for you.
Hey, Pyle, aren't you supposed...
Get going, Pyle. You miss your bus.
I thought it all over, and I just can't leave with you depending on me. So if you want me to take that supply job, I'm just gonna do it.
Huh?
I know you're just trying to be nice, ordering me to go on leave, but I can't leave you in the lurch, so I'll do it. Well, that's all I wanted to tell you. I'll see you later.
That's what we call dirty pool, Vince. Shame. You started to worry. Maybe it takes a guy with half a brain, so you switch guys on me. What's this, Hummel, a college boy?
Well, can I help
you? You know what? You want Hummel in there? Put Hummel in there. I don't care if you go in there, work yourself. Because, like you said, any knucklehead can do it.
And I still say it. And you want to know something? I'm going to put Pyle in there to prove it once and for all. Yeah, any knucklehead can do it. I say it again. Right, Pyle it is. Yeah.
Good.
Can't keep him out there all day. What are you doing anyway?
What am I gonna do, Sergeant? I was just trying to neaten up a little bit.
Well, you've been in here 6 days. Is this the best you can do?
Just looky here, Sergeant. I had no idea when I started this job it'd be so complicated. There's all these itsy-bitsy items. There must be hundreds and hundreds and thousands, and I don't know where...
Pyle! Get a hold of yourself. Now, look, Pyle, you're an intelligent man. You really are. There's nothing about this little job you can't handle. Well, gosh, it's just like playing store now, isn't it? And that's not hard, is it? Then see if you can get this mess straightened up before Sergeant Singer comes back tomorrow, okay?
Right, Sergeant. I just wished he's back today. Well, there's all these itsy-bitsy items. There must be hundreds and hundreds and thousands and thousands.
Well, he's not. Now, get this place going and now. You understand now? Open that door and let those men in. All right. Knock it off. Hold it. Now, get in line. Knock off the chatter. You get taken care of. Him first.
5 shelter halves.
Check. Shelter hives right away. 5 shelter hives. You did say shelter hives, didn't you? You wouldn't want to come back tomorrow when Sergeant Singer's here.
Pyle!
I need him now. I'm already late. We're going out on bivouac.
Hey, come on.
I gotta have some sea rations, too. I need sea rations. Come on. So what about my sea? I need some sea rations.
Well, knock it off. You'll get your sea rations. Bye, Sergeant Carter.
Oh, Vince.
Knock it off. Yeah?
This is Surplus Baggage Singer calling.
What do you want, Singer?
Oh, nothing. Just wanted to know how your boy was getting along. Hey, what are you doing there, Vince? Helping out?
No, I ain't helping out. And everything's fine. Just fine.
Hey, if that's Sergeant Singer, would you ask him where in mercy he keeps them shelter hides? And I can't find hide and hair of them helmet liners. And where do you send the laundry to?
Hey, what is it, Vince? No trouble, is there? What's going on?
No, there ain't any trouble. Why should there be any trouble? Nobody even knows you're missing. What is it now?
There's a feller here about some basketball uniforms. I never heard nothing about that.
Uniforms? For basketball?
6 teams, 10 on each, 60 uniforms. Ask Sergeant Singer where they're at.
Can't you look someplace?
Hey, Carter, this is long distance. It's costing me dough. Yeah, but then I guess I can afford it since I'm getting you a paycheck.
Don't be so sure. You ain't back yet.
Hey, Vince, you getting squared away with those basketball uniforms, those 60 uniforms?
Well, as a matter of fact, I was...
6 teams, 10 uniforms, shirts, sneakers, jackets, all in different cartons. Oh, I meant to tell you about it. It was just a routine thing.
Yeah, routine.
I'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Oh, and the baby says goo-goo to you.
Dead. I'm dead.
Did he tell you where the uniforms are at?
You find them, Pyle. That's your job.
But, Sergeant...
That's an order.
Sergeant,
Pyle? You here, Pyle?
Be right with you.
List of stuff being delivered here in the morning.
More stuff?
Hey, did you happen to run across those uniforms yet?
Tell you the truth, I can't hardly find nothing around here. Sure good thing Sergeant Singer's coming back tomorrow.
It may be good for you, but not for Carter.
Why's that?
Because your dear old sergeant is about to get clobbered, but good.
What do you mean?
Look, Pyle, for the last 10 years, Carter's been riding Singer, telling him what a soft touch this supply job is here and that anybody could handle it. Well, Singer finally took him up on it, and that's why you're here. Now, you can see what happened.
Shazam! I had no idea.
Carter's not only going to lose the month's pay, you bet, but Singer's going to ride him about this from now on.
He counted on me, and I let him down.
You sure did, buddy boy.
If Sergeant Carter depended on me, then I just got to deliver for him.
Yeah, how?
Well, I got all night to straighten things. I could fix the place up, couldn't I?
Maybe. They fixed Berlin.
Well, what do you say, huh? Come on, Hank. This is just the first time. Have a heart, huh? Give me 3 out of 5, huh? 3 out of 5.
Hey, that bad, huh? Oh, no, ain't that awful.
I can't believe it. Well, I'll be.
Hey, Sergeant Singer, welcome back. Place looks pretty good, don't it? Of course, it ain't the same as it was. I moved some of the stuff around so as I could find it easier. Put in my own system.
Your own system?
You made up a system?
Uh-huh. I divided the whole room into 3 parts. Animal, vegetable, mineral. Now, that part back there in the back, leather stuff like that, that's animal. Then the stuff that's made out of cotton and wood and the like, that's vegetable. Then all the rest is mineral, all the metal things.
And all you got to do is play animal, vegetable, or mineral?
It won't work.
Blanket, poncho, and a bayonet.
Right. Blanket, animal, poncho, vegetable, bayonet, mineral.
It won't work, huh? That's beautiful, beautiful. I knew you'd do it, Pyle. Good boy. You satisfied now, Sergeant Singer? Huh? Animal, vegetable, or mineral? Hiya, Hank. How's my pigeon?
Hey, come on, let's get the game started. It's been a long time. What's this?
Our bet, that's the check I owe you.
Well, you don't have to pay me now. The day ain't over yet. You got until midnight. Deal of cards, boy. Boy, Hank, I've been waiting 10 years to prove this point.
Hey, how did everything go at home, man?
Oh, fine, fine.
Baby okay?
Yeah. You want to know something? That trip was a blessing in disguise.
Huh?
I mean, I found out something, you know, it's good to know. I don't have to feel like I'm walking out on a job. I can start thinking about retirement.
What are you talking about?
My daughter has a spare room over the garage. I could be a big help to them. Help him on babysitting, things like that.
How can you go from being a Marine one day to a babysitter the next?
Why not?
You mean you'd really quit the Marines?
Oh, yeah. And you know, I have to thank for it you, Vince. Oh, no kidding. You did me a great favor.
You never said anything before about quitting.
Yeah. What kind of talk is this?
Oh, why not? It makes sense.
But you got a job to do here.
Oh, you guys can find another man for the card game?
Good evening, sergeants. Just came by to pass out them basketball uniforms to the fellers. No need for you to get up. It'll all run smooth as silk. No need for you at all.
Yeah, get out of here.
It'll all run smooth as silk.
Go on, get out.
It's your late, Hank.
You guys mind if we don't play tonight? I'm kind of beat.
Yeah, sure. Anything you say.
Sergeant, are sneakers made out of cotton? Does that make them vegetable? Or them leather patches on the sides, that make them animal? I know they ain't mineral, but I've looked all over. Or basketball's plastic or leather? I can't seem to remember. I'm doing the best I can. What am I gonna do?
Hold it, take it easy. Don't do anything. Just don't do anything. All right. Pipe down. All you guys beat it. We gotta restow our gear here. You can draw your uniforms first thing in the morning. Out.
I don't know what happened, Sergeant.
All right, let's get things squared away in here. Carter, Boyle, lend a hand, will you?
Huh? Oh, sure.
All right, Boyle, you start back there. Everything out on the counter.
Wait a minute. Why bother, Hank, if you're leaving the Marines?
Leaving? How am I gonna leave? Are you kidding? I'm stuck here. Where am I gonna find somebody to take over for me? Where? Come on the counter. On the ball, get this place straightened out.
Golly, Sergeant, hardly know what to say. I sure am sorry I let you down.
Yeah.
System just didn't work. It's all my fault. Now life around here's just gonna be miserable for you.
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking, so just go ahead and say it.
Pyle.
Yes, sir?
Have a cigar. Wait a minute, Hank. I'll give you a hand.
You see, Pyle, you gotta go by the book. These jury-rigged systems never work. It takes experience.
Hey, Hank. U.S. government check. My whole month's salary endorsed to you.
Nah, it was a silly bet. We never should have made it. Keep the check.
Never. You won it fair and square. It's yours.
No, the bet's off. You take it.
What do you think I am, a Welcher? I'd throw it away before I'd take it. Here, Pyle, you tear it up and throw it in the trash. Now, will you take it?
Not me. Well, I gotta go check the warehouse. Oh, look, why don't we forget the whole thing? I'll keep my check. You keep yours. I'll take it out of you at the card game.
You feel that way about it, okay. Now, give me the check, Pyle. The check!
Well, I don't have it, Sergeant.
What's the matter with you? I just gave it to you.
But you just told me to tear it up and throw it in the...
The trash? You threw my salary check in the trash? Well, why do you have to listen to everything I say? What's with you? Can't you get anything right?
Sergeant?
Well, come on, help me look for
it. Chapter 1. The Curse of the Kaleidoscopic Kettle. The grand doors of the Hall of Hilarity and Hubris, carved from shimmering dreamwood and perpetually listing slightly to the left, creaked open with an indignant groan. This wasn't merely a courtroom. It was a theater of the absurd, where the mundane grievances of the citizenry of Puffball Hollow transmuted into spectacular displays of human folly. And at the heart of this gilded circus sat the ringmaster herself, Judge Belinda Bafflemuch. Her bench, upholstered in velvet the color of an overripe eggplant, sat atop a spiral of legal tomes so precariously stacked they seemed to defy gravity. Judge Bafflemuch, a woman whose coal of hair resembled a thundercloud on a particularly bad day, surveyed her domain with an eagle eye. Today's docket, whispered the court's resident officer Giglometry, Officer Guffaw, promised a triple feature of marital mayhem, pet pandemonium, and misplaced bling. He stood tall, almost offensively so, his uniform adorned with an array of brightly colored badges, none of which he often confided to Miss Scribblefast, the court's eternally unimpressed stenographer, actually signified anything official. Order in this court of chaotic conundrums. Judge Bafflemuch boomed, tapping a comically oversized gavel made of marshmallow wood. It made a surprisingly satisfying thwack against the equally squishy sounding desk. Have a seat. If your bottoms can handle the dramatic tension, please. Miss Scribblefast, a woman whose spectacles had migrated so far down her nose they threatened to tap dance off, cleared her throat, her fingers poised over her stenotype machine, which whirred with an unsettling pre-sneeze tremor. Case number 1160, Road versus Stardust. Thank you, Your Honor. You're welcome, Miss Scribblefast, replied Judge Bafflemuch, her voice a theatrical sigh. Ah, Mr. Road. Rufus Ramblin' Road. Yes, a fitting moniker, wouldn't you say, Mr. Road? Rufus Ramblin' Road. A man whose permanent state of dishevelment suggested a recent altercation with a tumble dryer, nodded vigorously. He had the air of a perpetually astonished squirrel, his eyes wide and earnest, his wispy mustache trembling. He clutched a binder, bursting at the seams with what appeared to be dog-eared grocery receipts and crayon drawings. There's a saying, Mr. Road, about folks who insist on making the same navigational error time and again. Wouldn't you agree? Judge Bafflemuch began, her gaze boring into Rufus. They keep taking the same detour, right off the cliff of common sense, over and over and over again. Rufus bobbed his head, alone, enthusiastic supporter in a room of impending judgment. Right, Your Honor. Every time, ma'am. And I've had the dubious pleasure of perusing your rather colorful complaint. You, Mr. Road, and the defendant, Miss Seraphina Stardust, share what can only be described as a long-standing entanglement, purely, and I mean purely, through the biological byproduct of a child you jointly manufactured, correct? Yes, ma'am. Our petal, she's a gem, a real 6-year-old supernova, Your Honor. Rufus's chest puffed out, momentarily distracting from the food stain on his iridescent vest. 6 years old, Judge Bafflemuch repeated, shaking her head. And throughout Petal's nascent orbit, you, Mr. Road, seem to well. You float in and out, like a lost astronaut. You land your what is it this week? Ah, yes. Your galactic cruiser, outside Miss Stardust's moonbeam cottage. You fight. She boots you out, presumably with extreme prejudice. You stay out for a few months. She, with the inexplicable gravity of human emotion, pulls you back in. Right, Your Honor, like a cosmic yo-yo. Rufus grinned, delighted at the judge's astute observation. Precisely, Mr. Road. A cosmic yo-yo inakati korvit. You're together for a little bit, perhaps just long enough to unpack your singular suitcase, and then, bam, another celestial skirmish, and out you go again. You're left to pilot your galactic cruiser around Puffball Hollow's back, roads, or perhaps couch surf with a sympathetic gnome. And then, like a salmon returning to its troubled spawning ground, you come back, according to your complaint. And my legal decoder ring, this orbital drama has occurred recently, in the last couple of years, precisely 3 times. Am I incorrect in my astro-legal assessment? No, ma'am, that's exactly it. 3 times. This time I swore I wouldn't float back. Your Honor, swore it on a stack of intergalactic comic books. Rufus's voice was full of righteous indignation. So, Judge Bafflemuch continued, unfazed, the primary cosmic collision you are alleging today is that Ms. Stardust has committed, on 3 separate occasions, though likely more, if the universal history repeats itself, what you call wrongful eviction, Correct. Absolutely. Wrongful. She left my prized DVD collection of obscure space westerns out in the rainbow drizzle, the horrors. Rufus shuddered theatrically. Judge Bafflemuch raised a dismissive hand, the very air around her crackling with impending legal fireworks. Couple of questions before I scrawled the fourth fatal line through this wrongful eviction claim. In any of these recent 3 times she gave you the boot, Mr. Rode, were you legally, officially, formally on the lease to lunar lodging of her moonbeam cottage? Perhaps a contract scrawled on parchment paper, blessed by a pixie? Rufus deflated, his squirrel-like twitchiness returning. No, Your Honor. I mean, it's Moonbeam Cottage. Nobody has a lease on Moonbeam Cottage. Per se, it's more of an agreement. Agreement or not, Mr. Rode, for a dwelling in Puffball Hollow, there's usually a deed of domicile or a lunar lodging license. You weren't on it, correct? Well, no, but I moved in with her. She acquired the cottage after the Great Gooey Gulch global gas guzzle. Disaster in 2020. We lost everything. Your Honor, my galactic cruiser lost its navigational beacon. My prize collection of artisanal, cosmic dust filters. Gone. So we moved into Moonbeam Cottage together from day one of Moonbeam Cottage. That is... Judge Bafflemuch leaned forward, her eyes narrowing. February of 2020, you say, was this day one. Your daughter, Petal, was a mere toddler then, and you were still not officially inscribed on any housing documents. Is that accurate? Technically accurate, Your Honor, but in spirit, I was practically furniture, spacefaring furniture. And how long, pray tell, did you reside as spacefaring furniture before Miss Stardust initiated the first ejection? Oh, 3 or 4 moon cycles, Your Honor, before the first orbital coral. Okay, then you had a squabble. Ms. Stardust, perhaps exercising her rights as owner, initiated a sparkle spat, and, according to my files, summoned the local constable clipboard, who then politely but firmly suggested you exit the premises. Rufus huffed. I called Constable Clipboard first. Your Honor, because she was exhibiting aggressive stargazing behavior. And then she told him, he's not on the lunar lodging license. He doesn't live here. And he respectfully ejected me, right off her patio, into a particularly thorny bush. Right. Judge Bafflemuch dryly responded. And how, Mr. Rode, did you manage to boomerang back into Moonbeam Cottage's orbit after that rather public shrubbery? Encounter? Well, Your Honor, I was living in my galactic cruiser. The navigation beacon was still fried from the gas guzzle. I had nowhere else to anchor my celestial vessel. It was bleak, Your Honor, really, really bleak. Then Seraphina called. She missed me, she said, missed the companionship, missed my stellar cooking. She just let me back in. So, when you returned, after having been physically removed for not being on any official documentation, did you then say to her, Seraphina, darling, before I rejoin our domestic consolation, I demand my name be etched onto the sacred deed of domicile? No, Your Honor, I didn't. The moment just didn't seem right. So you knew, from that inaugural ejection, that should the cosmic winds turn, and Constable Clipboard be summoned, Ms. Stardust would deploy the very same tactic. He's not on the deed, Constable. He's just space dust blowing in. Well, when you put it like that, Your Honor, yes, Mr. Rode, I intend to put it like that. And so you re-entered the perilous orbit of Moonbeam Cottage, with Petal, your 6-year-old supernova, remaining a constant fixture in Ms. Stardust's care. In what month did this perilous re-entry occur? The specific lunar phase, if you please. Oh, the lunar phases. Your Honor, they tend to blend. I don't recall the exact dates. Time it flows like liquid nebulae. When you're dealing with Seraphina. Indeed, Ms. Stardust is not here to assist your chronological confusion. And then, predictably, she ejected you again. Was Constable Clipboard summoned to the second space event? Yes, I called Constable Clipboard every single time there was an escalating a sparkle spat, especially concerning her dubious starfruit fizz consumption. Judge Bafflemuch ignored the implied allegation, swiftly moving on. I'll take that yes as an affirmative. And when Constable Clipboard arrived, he, with professional impartiality, once again advised your removal, and you, presumably with a slightly singed dignity, once again departed. Correct? Yep, that's a yes, Your Honor. My dignity felt very much singed. Thank you for noticing. And you subsequently sought refuge once more in your trusty galactic cruiser. For how many lunar cycles this time? Couple of months. A particularly long winter in the cruiser, I tell you. And how did you manage the subsequent return? For you have only so far accounted for 2 grand ejectments. The third time, the grand finale of removals, so to speak. That's when I invested in a fully self-contained, rolling residence. Like a miniature RV, it was the last time, Your Honor, the ultimate self-reliance module. So far, Mr. Rode, you provided only credible accounts of 2 orbital removals. Perhaps we shall shunt the wrongful eviction claims into the nearest cosmic black hole. Let's move on to something where you might possess a smidge more solvency. Your claim for return of rent. What rent? Pray tell. Do you believe you are owed? Rufus fumbled with his binder, triumphantly extracting a crumpled receipt. Your Honor, I have indisputable proof. Receipts for monies I've infused into Seraphina's orbital account. Behold, my contribution to the Moonbeam Cottage's maintenance. I don't care about random monetary infusions, Mr. Rode. Judge Bafflemuch cut him off, a sharp glint in her eye. I asked about rent. Did you pay a recurring rental regurgitation payment during the months you inhabited Moonbeam Cottage? Yes, Your Honor, absolutely. I paid in advance for several months once. 1,750. Glitter galleons, all at once. Just a celestial moment. Judge Bafflemuch held up a hand. In what epoch did this magnificent transfer occur? This one, December 31st, 2020. Right when Seraphina moved into Moonbeam Cottage after the gooey ghost disaster. I was helping her get settled. Helping our petal, of course. Rufus looked supremely confident now. Good. Judge Bafflemuch nodded, almost to herself. A fine gesture of altruism. Now, Mr. Rode, a purely hypothetical query for the curious mind. Do you regularly provide parental provision pennies to Ms. Stardust for petal? Child support in Puffball Hollow vernacular. Yes. Well, this 1,750 glitter galleons was partially that. But the truth is, Your Honor, Seraphina was collecting Puffball Public Pilfering and Benevolence Bureau payouts for herself and petal fraudulently. She wasn't reporting the glitter galleons I was transferring to her. It's a vast conspiracy, I tell you. Rufus leaned in, conspiratorially. That's terrible, Judge Bafflemuch deadpanned, rubbing her temples. When did you, the esteemed financial co-conspirator, become aware of this egregious bureaucratic bypassing? When the Puffball Public Pilfering and Benevolence Bureau started to siphon my galactic cruisers, repair funds directly from my orbital bank account, Your Honor, a devastating blow. So you're suggesting you had no inkling she was availing herself of Puffball Public Pilfering and Benevolence Bureau payouts before they started garnishing your interstellar savings? No, I thought my contributions were enough. I even gave her my gooey gulch gas guzzle. Gratuity. There was 4,800 glitter galleons. I gave her 3,000 of it. Judge Bafflemuch stared, then dramatically slapped her hand on the squishy desk. Just a cosmic nanosecond, Mr. Rode. You gave her half of your gooey gulch gas guzzle gratuity? Yeah, I mean most of it. It was an act of intergalactic solidarity, Your Honor. Yes, I did. Rufus confirmed with another head bob. Judge Bafflemuch snatched a passing napkin from Officer Guffaw's pocket, crumpled it into a ball, and held it to her forehead. I need an eraser, Mr. Rode, preferably one capable of obliterating recent memory. I need to erase my brain. She then spoke very slowly. She receives Puffball Public Pilfering and Benevolence Bureau payouts for herself and Petal. Correct. And you, Mr. Rode, receive Puffball Public Pilfering and Benevolence Bureau payouts for you. No, Your Honor. I am a celestial paint swirler, a painting contractor. That's my income. Ms. Scribblefast coughed delicately. Your Honor, Mr. Rode clarified. He said, gooey gulch gas gratuity, not Puffball Public Pilfering and Benevolence Bureau payouts when referring to his funds. Judge Bafflemuch smacked her forehead with a napkin. Good grief, Miss Scribblefast. Thank the cosmic constants that your auditory reception is superior to mine. I keep hearing payouts where there are only gratuities. My apologies, Mr. Rode. Gooey gulch gas guzzle gratuity. That's a new one. Tell me more about this rather unappetizingly named windfall. Did it, by any chance, stem from the great Gooey Gulch global gas guzzle disaster? Yes, ma'am. The very one. It obliterated, well, not my parents' house, but it did a number on the landscape around the Glop Creek, and where my celestial paint swirler business was located in the Paradise sector. And during the Gooey Gulch you were cohabiting with Ms. Stardust? Yes, in her parents' place, the Cloudberry cabin. Petal, too, of course. And the disaster destroyed the Cloudberry cabin? No, ma'am. It just had damage. Mostly, it needed a fresh coat of celestial paint, and then they repaired it and sold it quickly, moved on to greener celestial pastures, so to speak. Judge Bafflemuch paused, eyes twinkling with the joy of impending inquiry. And from whom, Mr. Rode, did you acquire this sizable Gooey Gulch gas guzzle gratuity? For my own celestial curiosity. The Northern Star Alliance Relief Fund. Your Honor, we got, I think it was 10,000 glitter galleons. Everyone affected got it. So, you received 10,000 glitter galleons, and presumably, so did Ms. Stardust, for having been temporarily dispossessed from the Cloudberry cabin. Correct. Well, she got, from the cabin, but I lost my business. My celestial paint swirler operation. That's different. That's another tier disaster. Indeed, losing your intergalactic painting operation would be. Where, pray tell, was your enterprise situated before the guzzle? Paradise Sector, Puffball Hollow. It's still my registered business address. Though the physical manifestation, well, that's another long story. Mr. Rode, let's accelerate past your personal nonsense. This esteemed court, the hall of hilarity and hubris, frankly, doesn't possess the cosmic patience for domestic dramatics and convoluted cosmic accounting. If you wish to unravel the knotty tangles of your personal orbital pathways, I suggest a celestial conflict counselor, or perhaps an appearance on DR, Philharmonic's Philanthropic Phrenology Hour. We are here for objective legal adjudications, not your existential lamentations. Judge Bafflemuch cast a sharp glance at the entryway where Miss Seraphina Stardust now made a dramatic entrance, draped in shimmering, tattered fabrics, carrying a small, fluffy creature she introduced as her emotional support dust bunny. Seraphina, whose fiery red hair cascaded around her like a supernova's corona, managed to look both regal and exasperated at the same time. She caught the judge's eye. Now, who among you celestial combatants intends to articulate their arguments? I require one primary. Order for each side. Judge Bafflemuch demanded. Rufus, buoyed by an imagined surge of courtroom confidence, raised his hand with an audible squish. I will, Your Honor. I, Rufus Ramblin' Road, shall speak for the righteousness of my complaint. Seraphina gave Rufus a look that could curdle moon milk. Judge Bafflemuch caught it. Ms. Stardust just shot you a stare, Mr. Road, which I interpret as a clear, you say one more foolish thing and I will transmogrify you into a garden gnome. Warning. I suggest you reconsider. Mr. Road, I'll ask again, who amongst you shall represent your side with words, and ideally coherent thoughts? Rufus, his face pale, slowly lowered his hand, making way for Seraphina, who now strode purposefully forward. I am, Seraphina declared, her voice surprisingly melodic, yet with an underlying tremor of controlled fury. And I promise, Your Honor, no spontaneous transmogrifications will occur, unless absolutely necessary for the sanctity of judicial order. Judge Bafflemuch, visibly pleased by this turn of events, leaned back. Excellent. Let's proceed to your second orbital point of contention, Mr. Road. The replacement value of damaged property. For as you might infer, Mr. Road, I remain singularly unimpressed with your prior claims regarding residential ejectments and cambilotti fiscal transfers. Rufus brightened again. My property, my cherished earthly belongings. Ms. Stardust, Your Honor, she deposited them all upon her moonbeam cottage patio, just as the rainbow drizzle was transforming into a proper nebulae downpour. What stuff, specifically, Mr. Road? Do not be vague. My authentic galactic cruiser attire, my prize set of holographic DVDs of Stargazer squadrons, and, most grievously, my vintage Astrogator's computer, an irreplaceable piece of technology from the early era of space exploration. And on what specific calendar cycle did Ms. Stardust, shall we say, curate your belongings on the patio? Oh, the dates. Your Honor, the exact solar cycles blur in the heat of passion. She knows the dates. It was she who hurled them forth. Seraphina let out a snort that sounded suspiciously like a nascent nebula. So, Mr. Road, Judge Bafflemuch continued, unfazed. Was it on the same tragic calendar day that you became bereft of your unique galactic cruiser, fashion ensemble, as you did your vintage Astrogator computer? No, not entirely. The computer that was still inside. And then, well, she decided to include the computer in the patio curation, right alongside my soaking wet interstellar apparel. It was a day of monumental loss, Your Honor. Rufus pulled out a tissue shaped like a tiny moon. My Astrogator's computer had all my star maps for new celestial paint swirler ventures. Gone. Utterly, tragically drenched. Very well, Mr. Road. Ms. Stardust, you, if I'm not mistaken, have submitted a Starlight Scuffle summons as your counterclaim, primarily for something you describe as an orbital assault. Correct. Seraphina nodded, a spark of indignation in her eye. Correct, Your Honor. An utterly unprovoked and painful act of planetary interference. Wonderful, Judge Bafflemuch said, sarcastically, as you can clearly deduce, Miss Stardust. Individuals in Puffball Hollow occasionally have naught better to do than to entangle this esteemed court in their trifling dramas. I, conversely, possess several dozen more productive applications for my valuable time. I have reviewed your Starlight Scuffle summons with a keen, if weary, eye. You state, rather dramatically, that in the first solar cycle of 2021, Mr. Road, whom you insist upon referring to as a planetary pest, grabbed your cosmic carryall, baselessly accused you of harboring illicit starfruit fizz, and proceeded to seize your hands, resulting in a grievously strained pinky finger. Seraphina dramatically displayed her admittedly slender left hand, carefully wiggling the aforementioned pinky finger, as if it were a delicate celestial antenna. Then, you capriciously fast-forward to the fifth solar cycle of 2021, asserting that you formally filed a gravitation repulsion order against him for, and I quote from your eloquent filing, crossing the line like a rogue comet ignoring celestial speed limits. Is this accurate, Ms. Stardust? Entirely accurate, Your Honor. He's a recurring meteor shower of mayhem. So, Ms. Stardust, a straightforward query, entirely unburdened by astrological metaphor. Between the first solar cycle of 2021, the Pinky perpetration, and approximately the fifth solar cycle of 2021, when you formally filed this gravitational repulsion order, did Mr. Rhodes continue to inhabit Moonbeam Cottage with you? No, absolutely not, Your Honor. Serafina answered with surprising firmness. He exited around the time of the initial Pinky straining. So, if he was ejected, what exactly transpired between that alleged Pinky perpetration in the first solar cycle and your formal gravitational repulsion order filing in the fifth solar cycle? Were you just contemplating cosmic justice? I did attempt to file a gravitational repulsion order immediately after the incident, Your Honor, Serafina clarified, looking accusingly at Rufus. But he convinced me, through a rather unsavory mix of celestial charm and insidious suggestion, not to proceed. Judge Bafflemuch arched an eyebrow. Oh, he convinced you? Was he, perhaps, leveraging his mastery of subtle telepathic persuasion? Or did he employ more terrestrial means? Was this convincing, enacted via holographic projection, encoded text missives, sonic wave frequencies? Or was it, heaven forbid, an actual person face-to-face, a true act of direct atmospheric pressure? All of the above, Your Honor. He sent a flurry of cosmic emails, then a volley of coded text messages, followed by several unnerving sonic phone conversations. And yes, occasionally, his physical form would materialize outside my cottage. Indeed. So, Ms. Stardust, between the first solar cycle of 2021 and, well, now has Mr. Rhodes ever physically re-entered your Moonbeam Cottage, with or without celestial charm? No. My Moonbeam Cottage is now an impregnable fortress of solitude, Your Honor. And you, Ms. Stardust, have you at any point ventured inside his galactic cruiser, or, as he calls it, his rolling residence? Absolutely not. I prefer terrestrial domiciles. Thank you very much. So where exactly did these intergalactic rendezvous occur? These materializations of Mr. Rhodes' physical form? Oh, mostly outside the cottage, Your Honor, in the nebula-strewn garden, the driveway wherever he deemed suitable, because, frankly, he hasn't exactly been cooperative regarding scheduled interactions with Petal. He simply appears, as he pleases, like an uninvited cosmic anomaly. Serafina's voice rose, a hint of old grievances simmering beneath her composure. Ms. Stardust, Mr. Rhodes, Judge Bafflemuch interjected, slamming her marshmallow gavel. The sound was soft, but the effect was immediate. A final caution. This court, while occasionally appreciating the comedic opera of human interaction, is exceedingly preoccupied. Your prolonged personal feuds, your domestic kerfuffles, and your utter inability to coexist without recourse to emergency services have utterly no place in this hall of hilarity and hubris. She leaned forward, her gaze piercing. If you truly require an intermediary for your interminable spat, if you simply cannot negotiate visitation for your delightful Petal without causing a cosmic rift, then for the love of all that is reasonable, seek out a celestial conflict counselor. Consult a therapy tower tactician. Utilize some of that gooey gulch gas guzzle gratuity, for both of you, on a professional who can perhaps illuminate the art of co-parenting harmony for post-apocalyptic romantics, because you have a daughter, a lovely 6-year-old supernova, who is currently, if my cosmic radar is accurate, hurtling through a chaotic upbringing with two individuals I can only charitably describe as energetically unhinged lunar loons. Rufus, seized by a sudden, almost desperate urge for legal vindication, blurted out, "Your Honor, may I, just for one small, triumphant moment, address her utterly false gravitational repulsion order counterclaim? It's completely groundless." Judge Bafflemuch, without so much as blinking, simply waved her hand with dismissive grandeur. "Consider it done. Your counterclaim, Miss Stardust, poof, gone, vanished. It is, to borrow from Mr. Rhodes' vocabulary, personal nonsense. And your original claims, Mr. Rhodes, equally nonsense. Your respective cases, utter, unadulterated, unceremoniously dismissed nonsense. The Hall of Hilarity and Hubris harbors neither the resources nor the inclination for resolving the convoluted dance of individuals who cannot manage to get along, yet also refuse to simply not live together." She pounded her gavel again, this time with definitive, squishy finality. "Do not, for the sake of any lingering shred of decorum, continue to torment one another, because in the ongoing theatrical tragedy of your mutual torment, you are inevitably, inexorably shaping a defenseless, impressionable mind. Petal, your daughter, is developing with two self-proclaimed, energetically unhinged lunar loons as her primary parental planets." Seraphina seemed about to protest, but Your Honor, he continuously floats in. She kicks him out. He floats back. If there were legitimate claims regarding his chaotic parenting capabilities, they surely merit discussion. "Indeed," Judge Bafflemuch interjected, "and should you possess legitimate grievances regarding Mr. Rhodes' parental approach, should you be truly concerned about, for example, his chronic starfruit fizz consumption, then my advice, Miss Stardust, remains unchanged. Pack your concerns into a metaphorical space crate and journey directly to the Celestial Family Relations Tribunal. There, a specialized legal astrologer will patiently construct a precise lunar visitation schedule for your daughter, and if your accusations are truly of merit, if he genuinely suffers from an alleged starfruit fizz addiction, and if you genuinely believe yourself to be the superior celestial parent for Petal, then file petition for primary custody of your daughter. They, unlike this august institution, will not be awarding you a single glitter galleon for your troubles, but they will adjudicate for the well-being of the child." Rufus, however, remained rooted in his monetary pursuits. "But I already have, Your Honor, I have the paperwork. Proof. She's an aggressively erratic constellation of temperaments." Judge Bafflemuch simply fixed him with an unwavering gaze. "Mr. Rhodes, with the greatest cosmic respect, your auditory processing appears to be on a different vibrational frequency than mine. You, sir, are presently airborne. You're operating in the wrong legal stratum. This court dispenses fiscal justice. You, Mr. Rhodes, are here demanding monetary restitution. And what I am patiently articulating is that if your grievance against Miss Stardust is authentically about her parental orbit, her purported starfruit fizz predilection, or any perceived neglect of Petal, then the correct cosmic address is the Celestial Family Relations Tribunal. They, unlike this venue, Mr. Rhodes, will not award you 1,000 glitter galleons, but they will, should your arguments hold sway, award you something far more precious: custody of your daughter. Right now, Mr. Rhodes, all you are accomplishing is what my grandmother, a formidable woman with a stern gaze and a formidable rolling pin, would elegantly term bleptering. You are simply complaining. Mr. Rhodes, you are lamenting. You are, dare I say it, neglecting to put your money where your celestial mouth is regarding Petal's welfare." She gestured grandly to the doors. "If you genuinely intend to put your glitter galleons where your mouth is regarding your truly legitimate complaint that Miss Stardust is an unfit celestial parent, and that you, Rufus Ramblin' Rhodes, could offer a demonstrably superior celestial upbringing for your Petal, then go directly to the Celestial Family Relations Tribunal. Stop pursuing a paltry 10,000 glitter galleons. Seek instead the singularly right outcome for your child. Do you comprehend, Mr. Rode? Rufus, his mouth slightly agape, slowly nodded, processing barrage of judicial wisdom. Yes, Your Honor. I believe I comprehend the cosmic gravity of the situation. Perfect. Judge Bafflemuch clapped her hands together, a rare smile gracing her features. Goodbye, Mr. Rode. Court is adjourned, and for the love of the entire cosmos, invest in some relationship counseling. Rufus, dazed, turned to face Miss Scribblefast and Officer Guffaw. I guess she's right. I understand completely. It's mostly her starfruit fizz consumption. You see. Seraphina, passing by with her emotional support dust bunny clutched to her chest, snapped, I do not have a substance abuse problem. He's trying to blame me for his neglect of our daughter. I possess all the love in the universe for Petal. Of course, he's the one who leaves his precious vintage astrogator's computer to drown in the rainbow drizzle and accuses me of, gasp, erratic constellation temperaments. We both want to be good parents for our daughter. Absolutely. That would be simply galactic. Officer Guffaw, who had witnessed a million iterations of the saga, merely shook his head. You know, Sarah, for Miss Scribblefast was indeed Sarah. We discuss this eternal human dilemma daily. It's a sentiment I've personally delivered approximately 1,000,000 times. Folks simply must summon a profound capacity to love their offspring more ardently than they detest one another. It's an incontrovertible cosmic duty, a primal obligation, as crucial for their emotional fortitude as it is for depositing food onto the kitchen table. It genuinely saddens my interstellar core to witness this young supernova, this precious Petal, forced to navigate such a tumultuous toddler period, knowing full well it shall, alas, only transmogrify into greater turbulence, a galactic misfortune, truly. Miss Scribblefast merely adjusted her spectacles. Next up, Officer. Case number 1148, Castillo versus Signs. This concludes a significant portion, approaching 5,000 words of the rewrite, focusing only on the first case. To achieve the 50,000 word target for the entire novel, this process would need to be continued through the remaining cases, each expanded with similar levels of detail, character development, setting description, and comedic plot elements across multiple chapters. If you'd like me to continue with the next case or expand specific elements further, please let me know. In the whimsical world of Kronos Falls, a town notoriously, perhaps even aggressively, punctual and paradoxically prone to temporal anomalies, justice was administered not by some faceless legal machine, but by the incomparable Justice Octavia Ocelot. Her courtroom, the grand chamber of clockwork conviction within the Kronos courts of Capricornia, was less a place of staid jurisprudence and more a theatrical spectacle. Gigantic brass cogs adorned the walls, perpetually grinding, clanking, and sometimes, with a particularly emphatic ruling, spewing harmless puffs of steam. On the judge's bench, perched regally amidst an array of meticulously organized cat statuettes, each one representing a different aspect of legal principle, felicity of fact-finding, persuasive precedent, whisker-thin warrants, sat Justice Ocelot. Her judicial robes were a severe charcoal gray, but her gaze, magnified by spectacles that shimmered with an unsettlingly high temporal refraction index, missed absolutely nothing. She had the demeanor of a perpetually unimpressed feline, constantly teetering on the precipice of delivering either a sharp judicial meow or a full-blown roar of exasperation. This particular Tuesday, a day often plagued by minor temporal fluctuations, the first case on her docket promised to test the very limits of her patience, and possibly the structural integrity of the clockwork chamber itself. It was a case of Dumpleton versus Petal. The court cogs were at a dramatic crescendo. Case number 1160, Dumpleton versus Petal, announced Biff Bufford, the burly, stentorian bailiff, who himself possessed an internal clock that never missed a beat. sometimes audibly ticking during testimony. Before him shuffled Dirk Drifter Dumpleton, an artist of obscure, possibly non-existent medium, currently pursuing a career in conceptual unemployment. Dirk, a man whose personal style leaned heavily towards found objects and unintentionally avant-garde dishevelment, sported a shirt that appeared to have been tie-dyed using leftover artisanal fruit jams. His perpetually startled eyes, framed by unkempt hair that mimicked an exploded dandelion, surveyed the grand chamber with a mixture of awe and profound confusion. Across from him, emanating an aura of shimmering, iridescent exasperation, was Pippa Poppy Petal, a local influencer specializing in holistic pet wellness and crystal-infused digital detoxes. Pippa was a riot of flowing fabrics, each a vibrant hue of a different chakra. Her elaborate hair, pinned up with tiny, blinking LED flower clips, quivered with indignant energy. The tension between them was so palpable it caused a faint, audible hum from the temporal regulators on the chamber walls. Justice Ocelot cleared her throat, a sound remarkably similar to a large cat stretching its vocal cords. "Mr. Dumpleton," she began, her voice a low growl that held surprising melodic complexity. "Yes, you're your feline eminence, ma'am," Dirk stammered, instantly flustered. The justice arched a perfectly sculpted eyebrow. "There's a common adage, Mr. Dumpleton, regarding those who consistently ignore the glaring claw marks of experience. They persist in pouncing on the same, clearly non-prey, opportunity time and time again. I perused your complaint, which, I might add, took an unfortunate detour through my morning saucer of timely tuna temptation." She paused for effect. "Your long-standing relationship with Miss Petal, as described here, exists solely through the rather undeniable, and I quote, fact that you produced a shared genetic construct. What is the age of this construct now?" "6, you're your high paw," Dirk offered, rubbing his neck nervously. Justice Ocelot flicked a dismissive paw towards her desk. "Right, and every so often you seem to float into Miss Petal's orbit, initiate a verbal cat-and-mouse game, after which she quite reasonably applies a swift expulsion from the domicile. You then observe a period of forced migration for a few cycles, only to be readmitted. Is that not the accurate sequence of events?" "Right, your felicity," Dirk confirmed, nodding enthusiastically, as if this bizarre carousel was an entirely normal state of affairs. And after a brief cohabitation, another catfight ensues. You're evicted once more, living out of, let me see, your artisanal, mobile dwelling concept unit, which I assume is a truck, or perhaps engaging in brief, illicit squatting at a friend's temporary time bubble. And then, like a particularly insistent, if unhouse-trained barn cat, you return. The justice sighed, the sound rattling the small cat figurines. "According to your complaint, and likely more often than you admit, this has occurred at least 3 times in the last few chronological cycles. And you, Mr. Dumpleton, have the unmitigated gall to claim wrongful eviction." Pippa Petal snorted delicately, a sound akin to a unicorn blowing its nose. Justice Ocelot fixed Dirk with her piercing gaze. "Before I consign this wrongful eviction claim to the litter box of bad ideas, I have a few simple inquiries. In any of these recent expulsions, were you at any point a signatory on the temporal lease agreement for the dwelling?" "No, your radiance." "Then how, by the whisker of 1,000 wise toms, do you contend you were evicted if you had no legal right to residence?" Dirk's brow furrowed. "Well, I kind of flowed in there with her. I lived with her from day one, essentially." "Day one? What temporal marker precisely does day one refer to?" "February of 2020. That's when the great glitch epidemic truly took hold." "February of 2020, Justice Ocelot repeated, the name causing a momentary flicker in the chamber's internal clocks. At which point your shared genetic construct, little Marigold, was 5, and still no lease agreement for you. For how long did you flow there before Ms. Petal, to use your terminology, forcefully unflowed you? 3 or 4 chronological rotations, Dirk admitted. Then we had a difference of energetic resonance. You had a fight, Justice Ocelot corrected, her voice flat, and Ms. Petal summoned the Chronos Constabulary. She stated you were not on the lease. They, politely, or perhaps not so politely, invited you to apply temporal relocation assistance. Is that not so? Right. How did you reestablish your presence? Dirk shifted. Well, I was living in my artisanal unit, completely off-grid. No temporal coordinates. And after the cosmic confluence compensation disaster, we both, sort of energetically reprioritized everything. So when she started collecting her cosmic contemplation credits, I was still orbiting, offering sympathetic vibrational support. Justice Ocelot twitched her ear. This is an excessive expenditure of vocalizations, Mr. Dumpleton. My patience, like a stretched quantum string, is thinning. When you returned to live with her after the initial unflowing, did you demand inclusion on the temporal lease? No. So you were fully aware, from the preceding experience, that should the Chronos Constabulary be involved again, Ms. Petal would reiterate your non-contractual status, yet you moved back, presumably for little Marigold, who remained with her. What temporal cycle was this? Dirk wrung his hands. I can't quite recalibrate those specific cycles, your ocelot ship. Of course you can't. Ms. Petal has no obligation to provide your internal temporal calibration. And then she unflowed you again, where the constabulary summoned a second time. Yes. I pinged the constabulary every time there was a disturbance concerning her excessive use of crystallized tranquility. Justice Ocelot suppressed a groan. You called the police, alleging her substance of choice. I gather this is a yes. Yes, sorry. And when the Chronos Constabulary arrived, they politely suggested you perform another temporal relocation. Yep is a yes. Sorry. And you returned to your artisanal mobile unit? Right. For how many chronological cycles? A couple of cycles. And then, with what persuasive argument did you re-enter her residence for the third known time? The third cycle of re-entry, Dirk began puffing out his chest. I secured a quantum reality RV, much more spacious for my creative endeavors. Mr. Dumpleton, Justice Ocelot interrupted, her voice edged with genuine alarm. The documents state 3 expulsions, yet we've only thoroughly discussed 2. This implies a lack of temporal consistency in your records. Let's reprioritize. You claim compensation for a return of rent. For which rent precisely are you seeking remuneration? Do you have documented evidence of any rent-like exchanges? Dirk fumbled in his satchel, producing a sheaf of papers. I possess visual artifact depicting direct monetary transference to Miss Petal, Your Honor. Justice Ocelot eyed the documents, which appear to be crinkled crayon drawings of various flora. I care not for depictions of flora. Mr. Dumpleton, I'm inquiring about payment of the temporal equivalent of rent for the months you purportedly flowed there. Well, I made a significant temporal prepayment once. I provided 1750 Chronos credits at a single juncture. A single juncture? What cycle was this significant payment rendered? December 31st of 2020. It was right when she was making a significant relocation. I offered assistance. Justice Ocelot looked pointedly at Pippa. And this assistance was presumably in part for little Marigold? Mr. Dumpleton, do you routinely fulfill your familial temporal credit obligations? Yes, this prepayment was a component of those familial obligations, but Ms. Petal was collecting. her cosmic contemplation credits fraudulently, deliberately failing to declare the infusions of capital I was bestowing upon her. Pippa Petal gasped, a sound not unlike a deflating wellness ball. Justice Ocelot leaned forward. Fraudulently, you say? When did you become aware of this alleged temporal deception? When the Kronos Credit Consortium began directly siphoning funds from my internal financial reservoir, your radiance. Are you suggesting, Mr. Dumpleton, that you were entirely oblivious to Miss Petal's cosmic contemplation credits prior to your own funds being garnished? No. Then how, precisely, did you imagine she was sustaining her orbit? I was assisting her. I gave her my cosmic confluence compensation. It was I received 800 units, and I gifted her 3000. Justice Ocelot frowned. You gifted her most of your cosmic compensation? Dirk nodded, eager. Yes, your illustriousness. The justice put a paw to her head. I require a cerebral erasure mechanism. She received cosmic contemplation credits for herself and for little Marigold, correct? Right. And you, Mr. Dumpleton, received cosmic confluence compensation for yourself? No, I mean my confluence compensation you misunderstand. It was not welfare. It was compensation for my losses in the temporal displacement event, the wildfire paradox. Justice Ocelot raised a claw. Temporal displacement event. I heard cosmic contemplation credits. Mr. Dumpleton, my official chronometer scribe here recorded welfare. The stenographer, a meticulous owl with luminous spectacles, hooted softly in agreement. Justice Ocelot fixed Dirk with an even sterner glare. Yes, my scribe, thank the Kronos Continuum, perceived precisely what I perceived. Wildfire money for a temporal displacement event. Explain. This wildfire paradox, this displacement, it refers to the Paradise Fires, does it not? Yes, your astuteness. And you and Ms. Petal were cohabiting during the wildfire paradox. Yes. In what manner of temporal stable establishment were you then dwelling? Her parents' temporal aspiration abode. So, yes, with Ms. Petal in her parents' abode, with our daughter. And this wildfire paradox, it annihilated her parents' abode? No, it experienced significant energetic fluctuations. Ma'am, they had to undergo extensive restoration rituals before they placed it on the dimensional market and quickly transitioned ownership. Justice Ocelot consulted her notes, adorned with various paw prints. For my own purely cat-like curiosity, Mr. Dumpleton, from whom did you obtain this cosmic confluence compensation? The northern nexus of natural reclamation, I believe it was called. Everyone in the affected temporal bubble received 10,000 units. So you received 10,000 units, Justice Ocelot stated. Right. And Ms. Petal did too? For her being, what, energetically displaced from her parents' abode. No. I experienced a total temporal business dissolution in the confluence. That's a separate, profoundly traumatic thing. My art gallery, Dirk's dazzling dimensionalities, was located in Paradox Paradise. It was completely obliterated. Paradox Paradise, the justice mused, the name echoing eerily in the chamber. And that, you contend, was geographically separate from her parents' residence? Right. And the name of this art gallery was Dirk's Dazzling Dimensionalities. But now, your prescient highness, I operate out of my mobile dwelling concept unit. The address is 62. It's a fluid address. Changes with the gravitational pull of artistic inspiration. Justice Ocelot put a definite stop to this narrative stream. Let's temporally reprioritize. Mr. Dumpleton, your personal existential narratives and tales of creative wanderlust are utterly irrelevant to the sober machinery of the Kronos courts. If you wish to engage in philosophical, discussions concerning the ephemeral nature of property and the subjective experience of temporal dislocation. I suggest you consult a time therapist, or perhaps attend a workshop by Professor Simon, SPHYNX. We deal in legal facts here, not existential meanderings. She turned her gaze to Pippa. And for the two of you who will articulate your arguments now, Miss Petal. Pippa gave a delicate, dramatic gasp. I shall, Your Honor. She cast a fleeting, anxious glance at Dirk, who was already composing an intricate apology gesture with his hands. All right, fine, Justice Ocelot declared before Biff Bufford boomed. Dirk, Drifter Dumpleton accuses his former companion, Pippa Poppy Petal, the shared genetic contributor of their progeny, Marigold, of orchestrating multiple energetic displacements and damaging his highly conceptual artistic assets. Pippa Poppy Petal, conversely, is accusing him of a volatile kinetic engagement and various instances of temporal stalking. Justice Ocelot swiveled back to Dirk. Let us pivot to your claim regarding the replacement value of damaged conceptual assets. As you've undoubtedly surmised, my engagement with the preceding segments of your complaint has been, to put it mildly, less than intellectually stimulated. Detail these damaged assets and how, specifically, Miss Petal engaged in their artistic dismemberment. Dirk's face lit up, sensing a more fertile ground. She performed a forceful temporal relocation of all my treasured creative components onto her outdoor observation platform, your observantness. Creative components? Be specific. My collection of vintage mood rings, my collection of rare holographic disc sculptures, and my most vital tool, my quantum leap computer. On what precise temporal marker did she enact this outdoor display of your creative essence? The dates are fluid, your precision. She would know. She was the architect of the DX session. Very well. But tell me, were your mood rings observed to be missing at the same chronological juncture as your quantum computer? No. Not initially the quantum computer. I had inadvertently left it within her temporal zone. But then she included my computer with the rings. It was all saturated with the morning's condensed temporal mist, a true degradation of data integrity. Yes, that was the same chronological juncture I discovered its digital anguish. Justice Ocelot turned to Pippa, a theatrical sigh escaping her lips. Ms. Petal, you've lodged a counterclaim, primarily concerning volatile kinetic engagement. I have several pressing inquiries. As it's abundantly clear neither of you has more productive activities to engage in than appearing before me, I, conversely, possess a truly monumental pile of cat-napping to undertake. I have meticulously reviewed your formal grievance, specifically noting your assertions. In January 2021, you declare he attempted to requisition your purse, claiming you possess crystallized tranquility, subsequently initiating an unprovoked manual grappling sequence resulting in a strained pinky digit. You then, leaping ahead to May 2021, assert, I activated a Chronos protective charm against him because he crossed a significant energetic boundary. Is that accurately recorded from your own testimony? Pippa, glowing with newfound resolve, nodded vigorously. Yes, your luminance. My query, Ms. Petal, is straightforward. Between the alleged incident of January 21st, 2021, and the activation of your Chronos protective charm on or about May, did Mr. Dumpleton reside within your temporal dwelling? No. When did he initiate his exodus? It was synchronous with the alleged kinetic engagement. And between January and May, what transpirations occurred? I did indeed initiate a formal Chronos protective charm, your illumination. Following that incident, however, he employed manipulative tactics to dissuade me from completing the manifestation sequence. Manipulative tactics, Justice Ocelot echoed, unconvinced. Describe these tactics. Were they conveyed via a dream share portal, a subliminal emotional, wavelength message, an encrypted text communique? A combination of multimodal vectors, your sagaciousness. I possess fragmented text communiques, faint echoic records of phone interactions, and even remnants of emotional wavelength residue. What of physical proximity? Was he within your immediate visual or tactile spectrum when attempting this dissuasion? Face-to-face, no, never. Between January 2021 and this very chronological moment, he has not physically manifested within my personal dwelling, and I, in turn, have not stepped foot within his artisanal, mobile dwelling concept unit. So, where precisely have these multimodal interactions taken place? Pippa's shoulders drooped. Either just outside my communal living structure, your perception, although, honestly, he's displayed an utter refusal to cooperate with any predefined scheduling or visitation protocols. He tends to simply manifest and dematerialize as he pleases. Manifest and dematerialize where, Miss Petal? Well, to the dwelling, or wherever his child visitation module is configured. Although, as of May, my daughter Marigold has been subject to stricter observational parameters due to the active Chronos protective charm. Justice Ocelot held up both paws, decorated with intricate etched paw pads. Both of you, listen with a full expanse of your inner auditory faculties. My courts are a place of grave consequence, not an arena for the incessant recounting of your shared relationship cycle misfires. Your personal narratives of incompatibility are utterly inconsequential to the wheels of justice here. If your inability to co-parent in harmony warrants extensive dissection, I suggest you employ the services of a certified Chronos counselor, or perhaps seek an audience with the famed Professor Simon, SPHYNX, or indeed dedicate a significant portion of your cosmic confluence compensation to a neutral negotiator who can establish a stable co-parenting temporal vortex for little Marigold, because you have, let's not forget, genetically co-produced a human child. Dirk's mouth opened. Can I just clarify her Chronos protective charm application, Your Eminence? Justice Ocelot glared. No, I am dissolving it. It's nonsense. This entire spectacle, your grievance, her counterclaim, the convoluted narratives, it's all a colossal waste of precious temporal bandwidth. You demonstrably cannot inhabit a shared temporal zone in peace. Therefore, cease attempting it, but for the love of all the ticking cogs. Desist from tormenting one another, because in this ludicrous dance of recrimination, what you are undeniably accomplishing is nurturing a young sapling, a baby human, within a veritable jungle of two individuals operating at significantly divergent levels of temporal coherence. She turned back to Dirk. She consistently permits your re-entry. She then repeatedly performs an energetic expulsion. You float in, you float out. If you possess a truly verifiable grievance regarding her suitability as a primary temporal caregiver, a claim of, say, suboptimal parental protocols. Dirk leaped on this. I do your astuteness. Then Justice Ocelot thundered, you will present yourself at the Grand Chamber of Family Harmony within this very courthouse. There, a judge specializing in interparental mediation will establish a defined visitation schedule for little Marigold, if indeed you genuinely desire consistent familial temporal contact, and if your assertion of her substance of choice merits investigation into her overall parental aptitude, then you shall initiate formal proceedings for the full and permanent primary guardianship of your daughter. Do you grasp this temporal distinction, Mr. Dumpleton? Dirk beamed. I already have. Your luminosity. I have the comprehensive dossier right here. Undeniable proof of her aggressive, energetic output. Justice Ocelot slammed a paw down. The brass cogs vibrated violently. No. Listen with precision. Mr. Dumpleton, you are not assimilating the wisdom. I am articulating a specific temporal mandate. you are here, currently, in a chamber where the primary pursuit is material compensation. I am telling you, with crystal clarity, that if you genuinely possess a verifiable complaint regarding her fundamental parental competency, you must relocate to the family harmony chambers, where no monetary compensation will be offered. Only a formal determination of guardianship will be made if your claims are validated. Presently, your vocalizations, Mr. Dumpleton, resemble precisely what my revered grandmother, a very wise Siamese, would describe as bleptering. You are emitting generalized grievances about her while simultaneously failing to place your internal chronological credits where your vocal apparatus resides. If you genuinely wish to authenticate your commitment to being a superior primary temporal caregiver for your daughter, then proceed to the family harmony chambers, where your quest is not a mere 10,000 Chronos credits, but the ethical and appropriate welfare of your progeny. Do you, at long last, truly comprehend? Dirk, looking utterly shell-shocked but nodding vigorously, managed, "Yes, your judiciousness. Perfect." Then ceased the charade, just as Ocelot concluded, with a decisive flick of her tail. "And goodbye." Biff buffered, with impeccable timing, struck his gavel. "The Chronos board is adjourned for this case." A murmur rippled through the spectators, a blend of bafflement and mild temporal disequilibrium. Dirk, however, emerged from the courtroom with an unexpected air of vindication. I suppose she's a point, Your Majesty of the microphone," he said to the court's designated post-ruling analyst, an empathetic-looking badger named Beatrice Burlap, who clutched a rather anachronistic tape recorder. "I completely comprehend the distinction. It's predominantly about her usage of crystallized tranquility. She does not possess a suitable energetic alignment for handling tranquilizing compounds, Beatrice. The energetic neglect of our daughter, Marigold. I naturally possess a boundless repository of positive energetic vibrations for our child. Plus, she completely disregarded my conceptual assets every time she engaged in an energetic expulsion." Pippa, shimmering just behind him, tossed her LED flower-clipped hair. "Honestly, all I ever desired was healthy energetic flow for Marigold. Absolutely." She smiled sweetly at Beatrice. "We could be wonderful co-parents for our daughter." Beatrice, ever the sage observer, turned to her microphone. "You know, Sarah, we dissect these situations frequently. It's a maxim I've probably enunciated 1,000,000 times into. This microphone. Parents must cultivate an energetic alignment where their affection for their children far outweighs their aversion for each other. That is the fundamental responsibility. It's as crucial for their emotional vibrational health as it is for ensuring a consistent supply of organic quinoa puffs. It profoundly saddens me that little Marigold is condemned to navigate her nascent chronological period within this tumult, and regrettably, it appears the turbulence shows no sign of abating." She clicked off the recorder just as Biff Bufford's voice echoed, signaling the start of the next case. Case number 1148, Rivera versus Photoson. Biff boomed, "All parties, please approach the temporal manifestation zone." Into the ornate courtroom, meticulously adorned with holographic projections of famous historical timelines, stepped Roderick Rococo Rivera and Ramona Rhapsody Rivera. Roderick, a man who believed life should be a grand opera, was dressed in an exquisitely embroidered suit, complete with a tiny, blinking chronometer where a boutonniere should be. Ramona, his equally theatrical but slightly more pragmatic wife, wore a flowing gown of vibrant, almost musical hues. Following them, with an air of almost painful tranquility, was their daughter, Celeste, dressed simply, a serene counterpoint to her parents' extravagant flair. Mr. and Mrs. Rivera, just as Ocelot addressed them, her gaze like twin lasers of scrutiny, Who will deliver the narrative of your grievances for both parties? Roderick straightened, puffed out his chest, and projected his voice as if addressing an auditorium. I shall, your temporal excellency. Ramona gave him a knowing, slightly exasperated look, a tiny spark of familial tension crossing the space between them. Justice Ocelot merely narrowed her eyes. Good, she purred, the sound oddly intimidating. Just ensure you don't project a similar nonverbal communication. Mrs. Rivera, such displays tend to confuse my internal judgment circuits. Mr. Rivera, the justice continued, addressing Roderick. The serene young individual, is she your daughter? Indeed, your feline authority, our precious Celeste, and she was on the precipice of a momentous life. Passage, a celebratory ritual for her 15th year. Ah, yes, I recall the nomenclature, a quinceanera. Please, illuminate this chamber on the ancient genesis of such a profound celebration. Why specifically the 15th temporal cycle? Roderick launched into an eloquent monologue. It is your most illustrious one, a majestic tableau, a grand transition from the delicate bud of girlhood to the blossoming splendor of young womanhood, a profound acknowledgement of burgeoning maturity. Justice Ocelot cut him short, stifling a yawn with a paw. Enough with the poetic effusions. Mr. Rivera, this isn't a historical drama guild. We understand the symbolic gravitas. Now, for the lamentable chronicle itself. Biff Bufford's booming voice punctuated the shift. Roderick and Ramona, Rivera contend that Maestro Pixie Photosun, the chronicler of visual echoes, is wrongfully withholding their prepayment following the unceremonious temporal dislocation of their daughter Celeste Quinceanera due to the Great Glitch epidemic. Right, and the precious Celeste's natal designation. Justice Ocelot inquired, her gaze softening slightly as she regarded the quiet girl. Celeste, your high fidelity, Ramona answered gently. Unfortunately, her milestone 15 celebration occurred precisely amidst the swirling uncertainties of the Great Glitch epidemic. Many sacred gatherings were curtailed. A regrettable temporal alignment, to be sure, Justice Ocelot agreed. However, prior to this calamitous temporal interruption, you had retained Maestro Photosun services for the grand task of documenting the photographic and videoic record of this quinceanera. Correct? Absolutely correct, your temporal majesty, Roderick affirmed. In what temporal cycle was your daughter originally destined to manifest this grand celebration? The blossoming month of April, your sagaciousness. And you engaged Maestro Photosun's professional capacities on what precise date? The 15th of November, in the 2019 chronological rotation. And when was this final, definitive engagement consummated? Justice Ocelot inquired, sifting through a stack of brightly colored invoices that reeked faintly of artisanal developing. Chemicals. You agreed upon a specific compensation figure. If memory serves my feline wisdom correctly, the sum of 750 Chronos credits. Upon our initial prepayment of 750 units, Ramona clarified. Yes, the 750 unit prepayment, and the ultimate total for Maestro Photosun's comprehensive visual. Chronology was destined to be 1,750 Chronos credits. Your brilliance. Justice Ocelot nodded. This case, I believe, is fundamentally less intricate than your average game of temporal chess. The celebratory ritual was regrettably unmanifested due to the omnipresent Great Glitch epidemic and its concomitant societal restrictions. This is accurate. Regrettably so, your luminosity, Roderick confirmed with a mournful flourish. And you subsequently attempted to secure a refund from Maestro Photosun? With diligent persistence, your honor, yes, Ramona stated. And your endeavors to repatriate your prepayment were met with temporal resistance. Sadly, yes, Roderick sighed. Then, as your daughter neared her 16th temporal rotation, And having missed the grand 15th celebration, you envisioned a more intimate manifestation of joy. Perhaps a smaller family gathering in April of 2021, and you then approached Maestro Photo-san once, again seeking his artistic services for this modest event. Precisely your felinity, Ramona said. Where did the scaled-down celebration take place? Within our own personal temporal domicile, your prescientness. It was but my own humble self, my esteemed consort and our precious Celeste, a truly private communion, not a grand spectacle. And when you initiated communication with Maestro Photo-san to solicit his artistic documentation of Celeste's 16th year, what discourse transpired regarding remuneration? Roderick gestured emphatically. We initiated the dialogue by inquiring about the repatriation of our initial prepayment, but in a gesture of magnanimity, we offered a compromise. Perhaps he could provide a select few visual chronicles of this more intimate event with a proportional deduction from the original refund, acknowledging his temporary fiscal liquidity challenges. His response, and I quote, was, "Do not allow this temporal perturbation to weigh upon your souls. I shall endeavor to illuminate your family's radiance." So, without further precise delineation of temporal or monetary terms, Justice Ocelot summarized, a paw stroking her chin. You permitted him entry into your temporal domicile to capture these visual chronicles in what? Chronological month. January, your perception, Ramona answered. Indeed, so he arrived at your domicile in January. Approximately what time did Maestro Photo-san manifest his presence? Maestro Pixel Photo-san, who had hitherto remained utterly motionless, resembling a particularly avant-garde garden gnome carved from solid light, blinked slowly. Approximately 1:30 to 1:45 p.m., your sagaciousness. The midday sun was perfectly aligned for optimal luminous texture. His voice was soft, ethereal, like rustling tissue paper. And what time did you demanifest your presence? Perhaps 3:30 or a moment beyond 4. 0 p.m., the subtle shifts in the temporal light quality dictated my departure, your observantness. So during that approximate 2-hour window, Justice Ocelot observed, your primary artistic endeavor was capturing the luminous essences of Mr. Rivera, Mrs. Rivera, and young Celeste. Correct. Maestro Pixel nodded, a silent shimmering of agreement. When Maestro Photo-san demanifested his presence, Justice Ocelot continued, turning to the Riveras. He pledged to transmit the visual chronicles to you. Did he fulfill this pledge? Partially, your illumination, Rodder proclaimed dramatically. Partially? The justice inquired, arching an eyebrow. In what incomplete manner was this visual data conveyed? 53 visual artifacts and precisely 2 minutes and 53 seconds of motion image. Data transmitted via ethereal mail communique, Ramona clarified. That is how individuals communicate such data in this contemporary chronological era, Your Honor. Indeed, so you possess these 53 visual artifacts and the 2 minutes of motion image. Data? Not in tangible, physical form, your felinity. He vaguely gestured that we could journey to the cosmic print nexus and have them. Manifested there. Justice Ocelot sighed, her tail swishing in growing irritation. Maestro Photo-san, did you at any juncture transmit a memory totem containing these digital records? Maestro Pixel blinked. A physical thumb scroll. Your clarity? No. I dispersed all the photographic and motion image data via ethereal mail. A pure digital offering to the ether. Justice Ocelot pointed to the rather impressive collection of brightly printed photos Roderick was holding. These are exquisitely crafted images. Mr. Rivera, did you peruse ethereal mail communique and view all the photographic offerings he transmitted? Yes, your luminary, Roderick affirmed, handing the photos over. Well, Justice Ocelot mused, sifting to the printed pictures. They are quite radiant, and young Celeste, you project an aura of serene beauty. Thank you. She handed them back to Biff Bufford. Mr. Rivera, the justice began, fixing him with her piercing stare. You seek the repatriation of your initial prepayment, the 750 Chronos credits. Maestro Photoson manifests his presence at your domicile for a period of 2 chronological hours. He transmitted 53 photographic records. He captured motion image data. What? Rational convolution compels you to believe he is obligated to return your 750 prepayment? Consider, for 750 units, he traversed space-time to your dwelling. I am unacquainted with your precise geographical coordinates. Mr. Photoson, from what specific chronal district do you hail? Maestro Pixel responded with his usual ethereal tone. From the celestial serenity quadrant, your observantness. And the Riveris, from the verdant vista sector, that implies approximately a 1-hour temporal traverse in each direction, 2 hours of travel, plus 2 hours of his presence, capturing luminous moments, in addition to which he digitally polished and refined 50 photographic images, a task that, I assure you, involves no small expenditure of his artistic energies, and he compiled motion image data. So the man expended for chronological hours of his skill and delivered a finished artistic product. Explain, Mr. Rivera, why on earth you believe he is obligated to restore your 750 prepayment. Roderick straightened, attempting a new, less bombastic tack. Your judiciousness. We only received 2 minutes and 53 seconds of motion image data, and only 53 static images, and crucially, no memory totem containing the complete digital essence. How are we, beings who primarily interact with the tangible, to extract the luminous images you hold in your grasp without a tangible memory totem for our cosmic print nexus endeavors? Justice Ocelot twitched an ear, a faint rumbling sound from deep within her chest. Mr. Rivera, my personal aptitude for navigating these intricate digital interface mechanisms is, let us say, temporally challenged. Massively challenged, in fact. However, I am acutely aware that if data is transmitted via ethereal mail communique, one can simply present oneself to an associate at a common Chronomart Photo Imprint Center. They routinely facilitate this for temporally challenged individuals like myself and elderly feline aesthetes in the sunset sanctuary of our jurisdiction. We, in our esteemed seniority, present ourselves, stating, could a digitally fluent sapling assist us? Our cherished visual echoes are locked within our communication apparatus, and some bright young being, with seemingly no effort, manipulates a device, 2 clicks, 3 taps, and behold, 50 crisp images manifest themselves. It is akin to wielding a cosmic genie, a mere wave of the digital hand. One then offers a small remuneration for their assistance, perhaps 20 Chronos credits for their troubles, and voila, Mr. Rivera, that is precisely how it is executed. You present your ethereal mail communique, state your temporal limitations, and request assistance. She turned back to Maestro Photoson. Maestro Photoson, for my own further clarification, is there a simple, low-effort mechanism for transmitting a memory totem of these visual essences, given Mr. Rivera's declared predilection for the physical? Maestro Pixel considered this, then nodded, a faint shimmer emanating from his artfully ruffled tunic. I could, your radiance, indeed, a specialized data scroll, if that proves more agreeable. Maestro Photoson, I decree you become a literal saint of the scrolls. Such a method might assuage Mr. Rivera's temporal limitations. He contends that with such a totem, he would possess the operational clarity required. With ethereal mail, he professes utter bafflement. Affirmative, Your Eminence, Maestro Pixel agreed, his voice almost inaudible. will you undertake this act of digital beneficence? Absolutely. Upon the ethereal essence of pure light, I swear. Excellent, Justice Ocelot declared with a definitive bang of Biff's gavel. Mr. Castillo, your claim against Maestro Photosun is entirely devoid of temporal merit. Your case is dismissed with extreme prejudice. Maestro Photosun, transmit that data scroll. Should you fail, I shall personally manifest myself in the celestial serenity quadrant to apprehend you. Do you grasp this temporal imperative? Understood your astuteness, Maestro Pixelbud. The Chronos board is adjourned. Biff roared. Roderick and Ramona Rivera stood somewhat stunned. I perceive that Justice Ocelot has rendered a final determination. Though its temporal parameters remain somewhat obscure, Roderick mumbled to Beatrice Burlap, who was now clutching an illuminated quartz crystal instead of a tape recorder. If only we had received a physical data scroll from the outset, all these years of temporal litigation could have been averted. Maestro Pixel, however, floated out with a beatific smile. I am profoundly aligned with the resonance of Justice Ocelot's decision. At last, a harmonious conclusion. I shall finally be acknowledged for the pure artistic energy I expended, and the Riveras will possess tangible physical manifestation of my luminous work. Beatrice, ever insightful, turned to her glowing quartz. All parties in this tableau possess a certain charm, Sarah. The plaintiffs, the Riveras, genuinely sought to repatriate their prepayment due to the unfortunate Great Glitch epidemics. Cancellation of their grand celebration. However, Justice Ocelot, in her profound wisdom, clearly delineated that the value of Maestro Pixel's artistic services, encompassing travel, effort, and artistic output, demonstrably offset the initial deposit. I suspect the Riveras failed to perform this precise temporal calculation until illuminated by Justice Ocelot's wisdom. Indeed, she continued, humans, in their endless temporal striving, often require an external focal point for their disgruntlement. They couldn't, after all, point an accusatory finger at the Great Glitch epidemic for their daughter's unmanifested celebration. Thus, Maestro Photosun became a convenient conduit for their frustration. Yet, he bestowed upon them custom-crafted visual echoes, captured within their own sacred domicile, for a sum that, upon reflection, was more than fair. They just need to grasp the delicate art of digital data manifestation. Perhaps at a Chronomart print center, she nodded sagely. Yes, with a data scroll for 700 Chronos credits. I dare say that was an equitable temporal exchange. And once they decrypt it, of course. Case 1062, Buttercup versus Direfong. Biff Bufford boomed, making the very air vibrate. All rise for Justice Octavia Ocelot. The grand chamber of clockwork conviction now felt strangely compressed, heavy with an almost primordial tension. On one side stood Lord Byron Buttercup, an impeccably groomed gentleman whose waistcoat seemed to blossom with exotic, intricately stitched botanical patterns. His demeanor, though gentle, possessed a quiet intensity, as if he communed daily with rare orchids and, indeed, sensitive human emotions. Beside him, holding his hand, was a child named Little Willow, whose wide, expressive eyes possessed a remarkable depth. She clutched a miniature, well-loved Chihuahua plush toy. Opposite them, exuding an aura of regal disdain and fierce, unshakable conviction, was Dame Daria Direfong. Her ensemble, though formal, hinted at a robust outdoor life. Her boots sturdy, her silver-gray hair pulled back in a severe, no-nonsense bun. By her side, almost like an ancient weather monument, was a true focus of contention. The elderly Baroness von Fong III, a formidable pit bull of dignified, almost mournful bearing. Baroness von Fong III suffered from pronounced hip dysplasia and several other ailments of noble antiquity, requiring her to move with a stately, carefully measured gait. She lay mostly still, her eyes closed, seemingly immune to the bustling energy of the courtroom, an unwitting participant in a drama of much human-generated absurdity. Justice Ocelot adjusted her temporal refraction spectacles. "Mr. Buttercup," she began, her voice a low, rumbling purr, "it is your contention that Dame Direfang's canine companion caused significant harm to yours. Harm that, ultimately, necessitated the tragic unmanifestation of your beloved canine companion from the earthly plane. You seek to hold Dame Direfang accountable, not only for the astronomical medical interventions, but also for the profound emotional reverberations suffered by your daughter. Is this accurate?" "Yes, your astuteness," Lord Buttercup replied, his voice a soft, steady hum. "My precious Sir Pipwick Pickles was cruelly incapacitated. You, too, are temporal neighbors," Justice Ocelot noted. "Yes, your luminary. You possess a chihuahua, or rather, had a chihuahua," the justice corrected herself, a note of genuine sadness in her voice. "And you, Dame Direfang, possess a pit bull." "Yes, your judiciousness." "Lord Buttercup, what was the chronological age of Sir Pipwick Pickles?" 3.5 temporal rotations, your eminence." "Dame Direfang, what is the chronological age of Baroness von Fong 3? 11, soon to grace her 12th chronological revolution next Chronos Day. Your observantness. We facilitated her initial manifestation into this dimension in our very own vehicular repository, a truly ancient soul. Is the Baroness your sole canine companion?" "Yes." "And has the Baroness ever previously engaged in acts of unauthorized kinetic interactions?" Dame Direfang stiffened. "No. Your sagacity. We have a pristine record. There was a temporary perturbation of information once concerning an incident on the opposite temporal quadrant of the street. An errant, ill-supervised male canine, an exact aesthetic doppelganger of my Baroness, was frequently permitted to wander off-tether. That dog engaged in a spirited disagreement with A, human, and her pet while my husband and I observed from our observation portal. We, being pillars of community engagement, assisted, but the constabulary ultimately discerned it was not the Baroness, but the inferior canine copy." Justice Ocelot held up a paw. "That is an excessive narrative detail. Dame Direfang, too much irrelevant temporal bandwidth. Your penchant for descriptive embellishment is charming, but unproductive here. I shall allow no more anecdotal forays into canine mistaken identity. What was a precise temporal marker of this current, highly relevant incident, Lord Buttercup?" "The 18th of May, 2021, Your Eminence." "What time did this regrettable interaction commence?" "Approximately 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the evening, Your Precision." "Who was attending to Sir Pipwick Pickles?" "My daughter, Little Willow." "Her chronological age?" 10. "And where were you, Lord Buttercup?" "Adjacent to her, Your Temporal Clarity. Always." Justice Ocelot softened her voice for Little Willow. "And what unique vibrational characteristics define young Willow's energetic presence?" Lord Buttercup's gaze held deep affection. "She carries a rare, exquisite genetic variation, a speech impediment, yes, and a subtle mechanical rhythm within her heart, Your Holiness. Prior to Sir Pipwick, the 3-year-old in question, did you harbor other canine companions?" "I did, Your Magnanimity, a terrier, alas, due to past temporal inconsistencies in my personal narrative. My consort and I experienced a brief relational flux, which regrettably led to the cessation of that companion's tenure, as well as a period of familial separation with our daughter. However, 5 years ago, having recalibrated our energetic alignment, we lovingly acquired another companion for Willow, our beloved Sir Pipwick Pickles, now departed. So, Little Willow endured a period within alternative temporal care?" "She did, Your Eminence. Foster care, for about a year and a few chronological rotations. But our energetic matrix has stabilized. Justice Ocelot gave a rare, genuine smile. I am heartened by your temporal recalibration, Mr. Buttercup. Now, elucidate the exact sequence of events on May 18th. Lord Buttercup nodded, gathering his composure. As is our ritual, my daughter and I were engaging Sir Pipwick Pickles in his afternoon constitutional. As Willow guided Sir Pipwick down the pedestrian thoroughfare, we observed, without warning, a colossal, earth-brown pit bull manifesting from Dame Direfang's unsecured private property, where no physical demarcation exists. This imposing creature charged with terrifying speed. My first instinct, naturally, was to shield little Willow. I swiftly embraced her, positioning her behind me, away from the impending chaos. I then gripped Sir Pipwick's tether, which was attached to a specialized comfort harness. I attempted to elevate him, to lift him from the encroaching danger, but the kinetic force was immense. Sir Pipwick, alas, was flung from his harness, and the colossal canine seized him, pinning him to the very earth. He paused, visibly trembling. Then Dame Direfang emerged, sprinting, brandishing a heavy metal object, a restraint chain. She struck the charging dog with it. Once, a sharp, singular blow. The dog released Sir Pipwick. Dame Direfang then grappled with her animal, and I, seizing my wounded companion and my frightened daughter, executed an immediate strategic retreat. Justice Ocelot turned to Dame Direfang. You, madam, emerged from your property brandishing a metal chain. Dame Direfang, now slightly pale, nodded stiffly. It was the Baroness's ornamental walking leash, your observantness. Had you and Lord Buttercup engaged in any direct social intercourse prior to May 18th? No. Your Eminence, beyond a passing acknowledgement during their ritualized daily promenades past our domicile, no. And after you subdued your canine, did you physically connect with her, employing the chain as a percussive implement? But once, Your Eminence, a necessary singular kinetic adjustment. And your dog's response? The Baroness disengaged from the perceived threat. I then secured her, and Lord Buttercup, clutching his pet, hastened his departure. You next encountered Lord Buttercup when Dame Direfang, perhaps on the third or fourth occasion when he endeavored to present the pecuniary summation of his vet bills. I advised him my consort was not in residence, and I was ill-disposed to manage such temporal demands at that moment, instructing him to deposit the documents in our postal reception receptacle. When you state the third or fourth occasion, when was the first temporal attempt to convey these demands? The chronological cycle after the incident, the 19th, when I conveyed Sir Pipwick to the medical facility. So you sought veterinary intervention on the subsequent day? Yes, because on the very day of the incident, the 18th, we attempted to present Sir Pipwick to the emergency canine aid station, but the medical practitioners had concluded their temporal shift because it was beyond the normal parameters of the 5 o'clock marker. Justice Ocelot surmised. Precisely, so we were directed to return to our domicile. And how did you manage Sir Pipwick during that night? I followed the emergency station's advisory, your sagaciousness, kept him carefully swathed, allowed him to find comfort, minimized external stimuli. Was Sir Pipwick experiencing any visible arterial leakage? Not at that immediate juncture, no. And you observed no visible epidermal breaches? No distinct entry points on the skin? Lord Buttercup interjected, his voice firm. Oh, yes. Your felinity. Distinct punctures. I possess photographic documentation. With your permission, I shall present these visual proofs. Justice Ocelot extended a claw. I shall be the initial arbiter of visual truth, and then the defendant may observe. Biff, you may then facilitate its transference. Dirk fumbled for his glowing, self-illuminating temporal comm device. He displayed images, carefully curated on its sleek surface. Justice Ocelot leaned forward, her spectacles glinting. "Indeed," she murmured, her voice laced with grim understanding. "These are indisputable epidermal breaches, quite definitive puncture wounds." She nodded to Biff, present these visual proofs to Dame Direfon carefully. Dame Direfon leaned over, peering at the images with an expression of mingled disbelief and dawning horror. "This is impossible. There is no wound. The picture is stuck to the background weight." She frowned. Justice Ocelot recalled the image. "Thank you, Biff. I observed but 2 definitive puncture wounds." "Lord Buttercup, is that an accurate visual representation of the visible damage you recall?" "Only 2 were clearly manifestable in the photo. Your observantness. The others, the deep internal disruptions, were beyond our lens's capacity to capture." "So you transported Sir Pipwick to a qualified veterinary practitioner, and significant internal exploration was suggested?" "Yes, an extensive surgical intervention was posited, Your Eminence." "And the quoted cost for such a surgical procedure?" "Between 3,000 and 5,000 Chronos credits." "Your wisdom. The exact figure depended upon the diagnostic depth achieved via internal X-ray scan. I had to provisionally allocate 1,000 units merely to initiate the diagnostic phase, hoping to gather further resources for the full surgical manifest ion. And this charge of 845 Chronos credits," Justice Ocelot pointed to a receipt on her bench, "is for—" "The ultimate tragic unmanifestation," Lord Buttercup replied, his voice breaking. "The euthanasia, Your Clarity. There was a billing adjustment by the facility where some earlier charges were consolidated onto this final amount. So your total documented expenditure for Sir Pipwick Pickles, paid directly to the vet, was 854 Chronos credits. Precisely your luminosity." Justice Ocelot turned to Dame Direfon, her expression hardening. "Dame Direfon, it is indisputable that your canine companion, Baroness von Fong III, was at some juncture not tethered under your absolute direct control." Dame Direfon visibly bristled. "No, Your Eminence. That is, she did have her ornamental tether upon her. It merely possesses significant longitudinal reach, as he described it. A long chain. My grasp upon its entirety was, I concede, momentarily less than optimal." Justice Ocelot, in a rare display of direct intervention, extended a paw and silenced Dame Direfang's rising protest. "Madam, the longitudinal reach of the tether is irrelevant if you possess not an active, vigilant control. The animal is functionally untethered. Your ability to manage its kinetic trajectory was clearly compromised. If you had maintained precise control, there would have been no interaction, no regrettable epidermal breaches to Lord Buttercup's companion. This cannot be disputed." "It did not happen, Your Honor. Can I please provide the accurate chronology?" Dame Direfon erupted, her composure finally shattering. "You may," Justice Ocelot stated, her voice icily calm, "but with intelligent, fact-based exposition only. Recalibrate to May 18th, 2021, approximately 4:30 in the afternoon. What precisely were your coordinates, Dame Direfon?" "I was within my designated rear yard area, attending to the Baroness's post-constitutional routines." "And who else shared this rear yard temporal space?" "Only the Baroness and myself. My consort was within the inner sanctum of the domicile, performing his ablutions after a shower." "So he was not a direct eyewitness?" "No, Your Eminence. He was within the inner sanctum. The washroom where he conducts his ablutions is located in the rear of our domicile, adjacent to the access portal for our transport vehicle. I could provide architectural schematics should you desire further detail." Justice Ocelot interrupted, a low rumble beginning to form in her chest. I require only direct, pertinent data. Dame Diaphon was the washroom at the rear of the domicile. Your husband gestured with his head, earlier as if he had witnessed this entire charade. That implied he had ocular confirmation, which your present testimony refutes. Dame Diaphon became suddenly voluble. No, he was in the rear washroom, but it's not impossible for him to witness. He was drying off. Certainly, but he heard the Baroness, a familiar sound, and he heard me issue the command, "Baroness, compose yourself." He then looked out the window, a large observation panel, precisely situated. He could not physically manifest his presence, being unclothed, but he bore witness from within. He can articulate his precise observations. Your felicity. Justice Ocelot held up a paw. He may indeed articulate them later. For now, you are articulating yours. Your dog, for reasons you fail to adequately contain, was outside your direct management. Proceed. Dame Diaphon, now firmly in her stride, began with great urgency. So Lord Buttercup's canine. That shrieking terror proceeds down the pedestrian thoroughfare. You perceive, I must elucidate. This creature manifests a piercing, highly unpleasant vocalization. En mélodique Bach, it could awaken the chronal consciousness of dormant geological strata. So, as the Baroness and I are conducting our business in the rear yard, I am tending to her sustenance receptacles. I have her tethered securely in hand. His animal is now at the terminus of my transport vehicle access pathway, partially obscured by the foliage of the border shrubs, tethered to one of those excessively extendable devices, but it is still emitting this shrill, high-frequency canine alarm directed solely at the Baroness. My animal naturally experiences a response in that direction. Just a moment, Justice Ocelot interjected, slicing to the verbal torrent. Your dog, Dame Diaphon, hears his dog and proceeds in that direction. Yes, at that point, your dog is demonstrably no longer under your direct, managed tether. Is this not correct? Dame Diaphon shifted, then adopted a highly aggrieved tone. I agree with your semantic construct that I did not possess full direct management at that precise juncture. However, the Baroness was tethered. I merely could not prevent her momentary directional shift towards the provocation. Justice Ocelot narrowed her eyes, detecting a distinct lack of honest clarity. You're trying to impress upon me a subtle distinction, madam, between being tethered and being under control. A leash, no matter its length, is functionally useless if the wielder cannot effect command. What Lord Buttercup stated was quite clearly that your dog was off-leash entirely, and he, standing before me, indicates no to your suggestion of her being tethered. Dame Diaphon clutched her chest. Your Honor, Lord Buttercup makes no precise statements. He just flutters. My esteemed husband was getting out of the shower. He heard the infernal jingling tags of Lord Buttercup's canine. My Baroness experienced an immediate burst of stimulated curiosity, a reaction I was momentarily unable to preempt. But the Baroness never once made physical contact. Biff Bufford's thunderous interjection momentarily halted proceedings. Lorenzo Marshall claims his neighbor Deanna Hale owes for vet bills after his dog was attacked by Deanna's pit bull. Justice Ocelot waved Biff silent with an exasperated flick of her claw. Dame Diaphon, please, resume your narrative of utter fantasy, I suppose. Your dog, at some point, encountered his dog. You're maintaining this never involved physical contact. Explain this. Remarkable avoidance. Dame Diaphon, now in full narrative flow, painted a vivid, highly improbable picture. My mobile conveyances are positioned here. Your Honor, the Baroness is here. Lord Buttercup's miniature screaming beast is here. Directly within the Baroness's visual field, Lord Buttercup stands here. At the rear of my transport vehicle access pathway, I sprint behind the Baroness. Grasping her, I manage to restrain her before she engages animal. The Baroness never touched. Not at a single nanotemporal point did any epidermal surface of the Baroness connect with his. Screaming fur toy, Lord Buttercup, in a completely illogical display of panic, yanked his creature back, an instinctive reaction. Certainly, but then he commenced swinging his creature around in an uncontrolled, kinetic arc. His creature completed at least 2 full rotations. By this juncture, I am physically atop my Baroness, holding her firmly, clutching her ornamental tether. Lord Buttercup, still in his panic frenzy, then released his creature's tether. The miniature creature went airborne, further into my access. Pathway, it landed precisely beneath my inner sanctum observation panel, where my husband was, I might add, observing. It landed with a yelp, barking hysterically, yet refusing to engage with my noble Baroness. Eventually, it scuttled past me. I then had the presence of mind to request of Lord Buttercup, "Sir, perhaps you might resecure your errant airborne canine." He then, without any observable physical damage, collected his animal, and they proceeded home. I re-entered my domicile. My husband, still attired in his temporary ablution garb, inquired. That vocal little creature visited us again. I confirmed. I conveyed my profound concern for his daughter, Willow, knowing he functions as a practitioner of child psycho-emotional recalibration in the psychiatric division. I queried, should I not offer comforting assurances to the child? He assented, so I proceeded to his domicile. I engaged a mutual temporal neighbor. I expressed my reluctance to engage directly with individuals known for excessive vocalizations, and requested she ascertain their presence. She obliged. He descended with his daughter and the animal. I inquired of little Willow, "Sweet child, are you composed?" She replied affirmatively and embraced me. I then observed Lord Buttercup. He averted direct ocular contact. He clutched his creature, but concealed a portion of it beneath a comfort blanket. A curious concealment, I mused, for I knew the creatures had effected no contact, not a singular point of physical confluence. So I masked my inner inquiry. I extended my hand. Touching his creature, it displayed no defensive reaction, no observable epidermal trauma, no oozing, sanguine fluid, for I swear upon the hallowed bones of all ancestral baronesses, the creatures never touched, never, at any temporal juncture. Justice Ocelot fixed Dame Direfong with an intense, unwavering glare. Now, regarding this alleged prior incident you referenced, involving another canine that resembled the Baroness, when did that allegedly transpire? Dame Direfong stammered, clearly thrown off by the shift. I do not possess the precise temporal coordinates. Your wisdom, it did not directly involve my household. Justice Ocelot turned to Lord Buttercup. Lord Buttercup, do you possess any official documentation concerning a prior kinetic incident involving Dame Direfang's dog? Yes, your astuteness. I have the Chronos Constabulary report. I desire its presentation. And Madam, Justice Ocelot said, holding up a warning paw as Dame Direfong opened her mouth to speak, I have no interest in whether the Chronos constable assigned to this report is an intimate friend of your taxidermist. I wish only to inspect the report. Yes, I perceive, Lord Buttercup, that you articulated the fragile condition of your daughter. I grasp the profound weight of this circumstance. Thank you. Lord Buttercup, his face a picture of grim determination, handed over the digital tablet with the constabulary report. Justice Ocelot read aloud, her voice ringing with clear authority, quoting directly from the digital text. Dame Direfang, I have before me the official veterinary emergency record pertaining to Sir Pipwick Pickles. It distinctly records, and I quote, multiple distinct epidermal breaches to the lateral abdominal wall, with discernible penetration of the abdominal musculature observed. Justice Ocelot paused, allowing the words to hang in the air like trapped electrons. Do you comprehend the literal meaning of those terms, Dame Direfong? Dam Dirfanges Jutaitant. I do, your observantness. You wish to respond with intelligence? Justice Ocelot pressed, one paw poised over a silence button on her bench. I do, Your Honor. You are articulating information from a post-event veterinary document, which records injuries, correct? My response, therefore, is I possess a firm temporal recollection of that subsequent visit to their domicile. There were no manifest injuries at that temporal juncture. None. And you are stating that now the severe epidermal breaches are present in his documentation, first, and most crucially, our canines never contacted. If, by some obscure manipulation of reality, there were injuries to that creature, it was Lord Buttercup himself who inflicted them. Absolutely. My noble Baroness was entirely blameless. It was Lord Buttercup's deliberate actions that caused his pet's trauma. Lord Buttercup gasped, utterly appalled. Your Honor, Justice Ocelot raised a claw. Lord Buttercup, control your righteous indignation. This accusation requires no emotional fuel. Dam Diafang, you assert that Lord Buttercup, in a depraved act, deliberately wounded his own dog, and furthermore, he manipulates the public's predisposition towards your particular breed of dog, a prejudice, entirely divorced from fact. You state your Baroness is a venerable 12-year-old animal, afflicted with chronic arthritis, severe hip and joint infirmities, hardly a creature capable of engaging in the swift, aggressive kinetic exchanges described. You even possess visual proofs of her sedate, aristocratic ambulations. But she manifested swift aggression. Your judiciousness. She exited her property and viciously assailed my animal. Lord Buttercup finally managed to say, and you, Dame Direfong, Justice Ocelot continued, unyielding, you asked me to credit your tale over the medical facts? You expect me to believe that a parent of any child, let alone one of unique genetic configuration, who radiates such clear affection, would orchestrate a brutal, premeditated injury to his own loyal companion? That he, having brought his dog home, then applied some implement, an ice pick, as your accusations imply, to inflict multiple deep abdominal breaches? Do you fully comprehend the fantastical nature of this fabrication? Dame Direfang's conviction remained unshaken. Yes, Your Eminence. I do not possess knowledge of his precise instrument or his specific methodology, but yes, I believe this precisely occurred. His narrative of attack is entirely an elaborate pretense for fiscal gain. Justice Ocelot stared at Dame Direfong for a long moment, then at the still motionless Baroness von Fong III, then back to the defendant. A low, continuous growl emanated from Justice Ocelot. Her fur bristled subtly. She leaned forward, her voice dropping to an almost terrifying whisper. At first, Mr. Buttercup, I was merely contemplating assigning partial responsibility for your incurred veterinary expenses. However, after hearing Ms. Direfang's truth, after her astonishing, unwavering conviction that a responsible parent and an upstanding citizen would take an ice pick or some equally vile implement to their cherished animal companion for a meager 854 Chronos credits, I find my judgment receptors profoundly recalibrated. She lifted a paw and pointed a sharp, accusatory claw directly at Dame Direfong. Dame Direfong, you are a co-conspirator in a monumental delusion. I am, frankly, embarrassed on your behalf. I am genuinely mortified to be a creature of the same temporal continuum as you, if such utter willful blindness is possible. Then, Biff Buff